How's it going, people? Welcome back to AFTV. We're here for Girona versus Arsenal. Game week 8. Sounds weird even still, of the Champions League group stages. With me today, to my left, we've got Marty. I didn't know if he was going to clap or not. I know Turkish doesn't particularly like to do it all the time, so I was waiting for the claps to see so we went. Obviously, we got Turkish. We're gonna give Turkish a clap.
No. I'm not clapping.
Okay.
I'm not clapping.
To my immediate, I'm all over the place. To my immediate left, we've got Laurie. How's it going, Laurie?
I'm all right, man. Looking forward to this.
We ain't clapping for Laurie.
No, I don't want you to do.
Oh, this is going to be fun. To my right,
save your claps for the goals.
To my right, we've got Jack. Jack, how you doing, man?
Good, thank you. No claps at all?
No claps. No, there we go.
2.
And then to my far right, last but certainly not least, he's definitely not clapping. We've got Nick. Guys, I want to get your thoughts as a whole. Obviously, last group stage game of the Champions League. Obviously, we've got a slightly rotated team, which I'll run through in a moment. We'll start with you on the right, Nick. What are your thoughts on the game today?
Good opportunity to continue building confidence. We've turned around a run of difficult results, and this is a game for me. I'm sure we'll get into predictions, but I want to see goals from the team. Me and Laurie and I had this whole argument on game day 7. I don't think it's one of those go in, get points, it's all good. No, this is a good opportunity. Lots of people say Sterling doesn't get enough minutes. Good opportunity for him to get some. To kind of show what he can do if he's going to play a part in the second half of the season, and the same for lots of other players in the team. So, yeah, I want to see goals and free-flowing football.
Absolutely. Jack?
Yeah, pretty much the same. This is a good opportunity for people to sort of, stake a claim on why they should be getting more minutes than they're probably getting. I think where we finish in the league depends on our seeded draws, but also like Madrid near the bottom, sitting in the bottom, so you're probably going to be hard done by anyway. So I think it is just there's an opportunity for a few people to grab a shirt tonight.
Absolutely. Martin, I'm going to go to you over on the left. Obviously, you was behind the scenes watching the starting 11 show. You've seen the lineup. You've heard it from us. You've heard Turkish and Laurie's opinions. What's your opinions on the starting 11 today? Obviously, quite rotated, but obviously, I think it's still a strong enough squad to get the result today.
Yeah, I think he's put out a really interesting team. I really like the fact that he's starting Neto. Mm-hmm. It's nice to see him play. I forgot he was at the club.
That's what happens when you sign a backup keeper. There's cup time.
But I think it's a perfect opportunity for him. And obviously with Raya, he's played basically pretty much every minute of every game, which he's the man for the job. But it's great that he's playing. And then obviously the rotation. I'm glad he's put Jakob Kiwior in, rested Saliba, and it's nice to see. Sterling getting a start, and I would have liked to have seen Martinelli through the middle. Yeah. If I'm honest with you, and I would have maybe liked to have seen Odegaard being rested, Trossard start on the left, and Sterling playing. But look, it's going to be an interesting game. There should be plenty of goals. You'd like to think. I think it would be a solid 3-0. Performance, I'd like to think. I'm glad. I think as well, Jorginho is absolutely perfect for these sorts of games. Yeah. Bringing him on, European game, controlling the midfield, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Turkish, obviously, you was on the starting 11 show with me. I don't think we quite discussed this, but in terms of the starting 11 that we've seen, would there have been any changes that you would have made yourself, or are you happy with the lineup that we're seeing today?
Yeah, it is what it is. Rotating. It's pretty much a meaningless game. I know people are arguing about the seeding format and whatnot, but isn't it the top 8 play the winners of the it is right?
No, there's a seeding framework built in. So
yeah, but the top 8 will play the 8 winners of the ties, and that's going to include Real. It's going to include Bayern Munich. It's going to include some. So really, it is what it's still going to be a lottery in terms of when that comes. So. It is what it is. Go win the game. Someone said minutes for Sterling. Calafiori, I'd like to see him centre back just because that's what he is. And we've seen Kiwior left back. I thought Zinchenko might start this game, but maybe his move is imminent. But it is what it is. This game is more about trying to build some confidence and momentum and all these buzzwords, because far too many times we're in games and we're like, this person's lacking confidence, or this is the game to build such confidence in. Yeah. So go and do your thing. We've got a strong team out there, regardless of rotation.
Absolutely, I see what you mean. Laurie, you seem to be the guru on these new Champions League rules. So for anyone out there that might not understand how it works with the seeded and unseeded, could you explain to us how that works?
No, I think Turkish did it on there. Listen, it is in our best interest to try and finish as high up as you possibly can, because there is a seeding structure built into the draw. But then, like Turkish said, it's very possible that you could draw a really good team. So listen, You have to approach it that way, win all your games. To go back to your earlier argument, I'm happy with the team. For the most part, I think it makes sense to give Neto a run out. A lot of us don't even know what he looks like, let alone what he plays like. I was advocating for him to come in against Zagreb, and I got shouted down by my brother and one or two other people. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he goes. Looking forward to see how Kivior goes. I've been quite critical of him in the past, but you know, he needs game time. Likewise, Sterling, he needs game time. I can understand Odegaard playing because he was out sick, wasn't he, last week? And we've got a big game coming up on Sunday, so you know he needs minutes. Happy for the most part. Just need to get the job done.
Absolutely, huge game on Sunday. Just as a reminder to anyone that hasn't seen the team yet, in goal, of course, it's the debut of Neto, a back four of Ricardo Calafiori, Gabriel, Jakub Kivior and Thomas Partey, a midfield three of Mikel Merino, Jorginho and of course the captain himself, Martin Odegaard, and a front three of Raheem Sterling, Ethan Nwaneri on the right, and up top it looks to be playing down the middle, Leandro Trossard. Now I think I asked Turkish on the Starting 11 show about this, but Nick, obviously if you look at that, you know, that front line, would Trossard have been your choice to go down the middle?
I think that they'll switch anyway. I've seen that quite a lot. Martinelli starting on the left and find himself in central positions. I'm not too bothered. They're both, you know, he's naturally got legs. He's probably, you know, I can see the logic in trying to run him behind. That's why maybe he's central and Trossard's going to cut in crosses and shots and more of a natural shooter and finisher. That being said, they're very likely to set up with a low block, so there's not going to be much space to cut in behind regardless. But two left wingers that are vying for a starting position for Arsenal should be able to score goals in any part of that final third, in my opinion. So I don't think it matters too much about. And the way that Arteta plays, especially, Nwaneri will probably stick a little bit more to the right because he's that left-footed. But with those two both being right-footed, they'll switch and rotate quite a lot. So I don't put too much stock into that, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Jack, we've seen Ethan Nwaneri start on the right, obviously in Bukayo Saka's absence due to injury, and it looks like we're hopefully going to see him in, you know, March, April time, around that time. We've seen Nwaneri off the right. We saw, for example, against Brighton where he played fantastically and scored the goal. How big of a game is this for him today to sort of solidify his place in the starting 11?
I think it's big, especially with, you know, there's a lot of talk about the future of our attack, the future of our midfield, and a lot of the people are saying that when you're looking at bringing in players, it's okay, but where does he fit? And it's about just finding that position. I mean, I personally quite like him off the right. I think people talk about he could have come in and done a job for Odegaard. I see him more of like a Foden, you know, where he's like a lot further forward, wants to get shot off, being and around the box. So I quite like him off the right. But yeah, it's one of them ones where at some point he's going to need to cement a position. The worst thing for a young player sometimes is to be the utility guy where it's like, oh, we've got a young player that can come in on the right or in the middle. It's about finding where works best for him. And I think if it is off the right, it's off the right. But yeah, just an opportunity to play.
But where he's so young, there's no urgency to find that right now. You know, Saka started left wing back. He's played right wing back at times. He's played. Then he moved up to left wing, and now he's pretty solidified as, I don't know, top 5 right wingers in the world probably when he's at his best. So you know, there's a long time for Nwaneri being so young to actually just develop first team minutes and find that position come a little bit later.
Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, the players are coming out to start the game, of course. I think we got your score prediction, didn't we? Was it 3-0 that you said?
3-0.
Turkish?
2-0.
Laurie?
I said 2-0 before the game. I'm going to stick with that, although I do think there's an opportunity for Arsenal to score a few goals tonight. Because let's be honest, Girona are not the strongest, let's be honest. And this should be a game that Arsenal win and win fairly comfortably. But that being said, you know, Girona are at home. They're out of the competition, so it's a kind of free hit for them. So they might turn up and play some good football.
Absolutely. Jack?
3-1. I was going to go 2-0, but everyone's gone that.
Not confident in the clean sheet?
I was, but everyone's said 2-0, so I've got to go something different. So if I'm right, I'm right.
Multiple people can be right. Like, it's
no. But I don't want to share that.
Fair.
Nick?
3-0. Same as mine.
Just looking at the ground, looks very small, doesn't it? What's the capacity?
14,464, I think.
14?
I think for this game it's about 9,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't look like a 14,000 crowd.
I know when Liverpool went there, they were saying that it's like the smallest allocation they've ever had in Europe for away fans.
Yeah.
So I think Arsenal, we've only taken a few.
Yeah, 500 or so for Arsenal.
And am I right in thinking that Girona is like a little suburb of Barcelona?
It is. I've been there twice. It's really nice.
It's a nice place though, isn't it?
Really
Yeah,
nice,
I've heard good things about Girona. Going to run through a few super chats here before we start off on the game. Pravanjit says, bidding for Aston Villa's first choice striker when they are already... I think we had this one on the starting 11 show, but I'll go for it. I'll go for it again, absolutely. Bidding for Aston Villa's first choice striker when they are already in talks to sell their second choice striker, and that hours before a do or die European clash screams incompetency, naive and Arsenal. Obviously, this is, you know, relating to the links with Ollie Watkins that we've seen over the past few hours and today. Marty, we'll go with you on this one. Obviously, what do you make of the Ollie Watkins links, and do you believe he is the answer that we're missing up top?
He's going to be a great addition to Arsenal if he goes. I mean, I think obviously they've rejected the bid. If we're serious about him, we'll submit another bid for a higher, and that's how this. We'll know whether this was a red herring within the next 2 days, because how many bids do Arsenal Football Club submit to Ollie Watkins? I said, funny enough, on the first game of the season, after the game, that I would have liked to see Ollie Watkins at the club. And the reason being is because you can play him, for me, anywhere across the front three. He's versatile. He's an Arsenal fan as well. I know he always historically does well against us. It's not just that. I just think he's a good talent, and he's got the right attitude to play for Arsenal Football Club. And I think he'd fit in well in the dressing room from what I see. But yeah, he's definitely the sort of player that I'd like. Who's the ideal player? In an ideal world, I think Isak's the answer to that question. But prizing him away from Newcastle, there's being banded around 150 million quid and looking at getting the Champions League themselves, and he's doing so well, and he's obviously loved at Newcastle. I think the time to prize him away would be in the summer. And then also, if you get, as I say, a Zubamendi as well, then you've got Odegaard, Marino, and they all play together at Real Sociedad. So it's like bringing the old boys, the old boys, but then, when they was kids, now they're grown men.
Arteta's next phase to build that whole Real Sociedad team from 5 years ago.
What did Sociedad win?
Yeah, exactly.
This is a very good point that you make.
We're building a Real Sociedad in London.
But do you not think Zubamendi, though, is probably
what I think is, we fucked about, and we're still fucking about. Let's be real here. Watkins, we're going to console ourselves, we're going to lick our wounds. We're all talking about buying a 20-goal striker, right? Watkins is 29, he ain't never scored 20 goals in this league.
This is it.
So, does he improve our side? Yes. Can he score the necessary goals to potentially close the gap? Yes, he can. But come on, man, 29 days in, it's a bid for Watkins. It stinks of the same shit again. Part of trusting the process surely was, by phase 5 of it, we're going for those big names that you promised us moving into the Emirates and so on. Ollie Watkins, you can sign him in phase 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 1.5. You can sign him phase 0. Do you get what I'm saying?
You think it's that easy to sign with Ollie Watkins?
Yes.
What, from Villa, yeah?
If Man City, Marty, tell me, if Man City wanted Ollie Watkins at any point in the last 5 years, do you think they would have got Ollie Watkins?
I think they would have been a bit more.
Okay, but I'm asking, do you think they would have got him if they wanted him?
I think if Arsenal went in with 100 million, they'd get him.
Marty, if Man City wanted Ollie Watkins in the last 5 years, would they have got him?
Yeah, I get.
That's the difference.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's the difference. We wanted this 2 years ago.
They would have gone in strong. They would have gone in strong, and they would have gone in with a bid that they know they're going to accept. Arsenal, they're watching the purse strings.
Our bid's not even that bad, but what I wonder is there's other younger strikers available causing more noise with release clauses, and we're going for the 29-year-old that hasn't bagged 20 in the league. But again, people won't listen that I'm saying he will improve our side because our attack is so poor. So of course Watkins improves it. But come on, man, it stinks of the same shit again. To be honest, I don't even believe that we've made the bid. It sounds silly. As soon as
I must
Duran...
admit, I'm extremely sceptical about this, and I said it on the.
We have kicked off,
you went like this.
guys, but deep in conversation, but we have kicked off. We've got a free kick, and it's just been cleared by Girona defence.
Yeah, I was saying.
Here we go.
That
first touching an Arsenal
can't
shirt.
Oh, Neto!
Neto first touching an Arsenal shirt.
So Neto's come out quite far to receive the ball, and he looks to have slipped over or something, but it's not a great first touch. And that's another slip. Oh, it's a foul there, to be fair.
Wow.
All right, interesting start there.
Wow.
That could have been catastrophic.
So that's why we've not seen Neto yet.
Yeah.
It does look
handball.
we're just going back to the free kick here, and they are calling for handball.
That's a handball.
It does look to be a handball.
Jack called
His hand looks in an unnatural position.
Because Champions League rules are different. Was it Shakhtar, we got one, but the guy was like, and none of us appealed for it, and they
So
gave
would that
it.
not be given under Champions League rules?
I think so.
It doesn't look
I
to be
don't think like natural body shape, like the Prem rules, it's a lot
You
stricter.
look like you manipulated his arm
I
around.
think of the one we gave against Inter Milan, where Moreno was like that, and they hit it at him
This
when
is
he was
what
in
I
the
mean.
ball with a free kick. It's the same thing.
Never mind that. My man just needs to send the ball to Rosette. Because this goalkeeper, I don't know
he's
what he's
messing
on, bro.
about.
That was a mad
It's
open.
been a long
That's-
time since he's
Oh,
played,
mate.
though.
That's not my
He's got to
problem.
get his sharp.
Has he been training? Presumably he's been training. You know what I'm saying?
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and put that down to nerves and him slipping. up.
Nerves, the guy's
Man
like
said
30.
nerves. You're playing for Arsenal. You're playing Girona in Spain.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be kind though.
He's been on the bench for a Champions League final.
Yeah.
Who was that with? Barcelona?
Juve.
Ah, right, okay. But
Right,
he's only on the bench.
just to answer your
Yeah, still
question
nervous.
very quickly about the supposed Ollie Watkins rumours. I can't help but be a little bit sceptical about this. I'm with Turkish. Like, it just seems like a bit of window dressing, a bit of red herring. Because if we wanted Watkins, we would have bid before for him.
Big
And
money as well.
our Villa, if we're led to be, if what's true, what we're led to believe, that Duran is close to joining a Saudi Arabian club, do you really think that they're going to sell Ollie Watkins to us? Let's face it, Villa are chasing Champions League in the league. They're also in the Champions League at the moment. To sell one of their best players to one of their rivals, potential rivals, I just can't see that happening.
Yeah, no,
I just can't see it.
I think it's very clear that, you know, for me personally, that's not going to be happening. It sort of rolls
Oh,
into our
go on,
next
Sterling.
stats. We got a goal.
Just wide.
Much better. from
Raheem
Sterling.
Sterling. I mean, immediately, like you say, much better from Raheem Sterling. We've not really seen that much good of Raheem Sterling.
To be
since he's
fair,
come.
lots of people do call
Yeah.
for him to start on the
That's a great
left.
time.
On the left.
Take
Yeah.
cut in.
That's what his-
lots
that's
of
what his
people
natural
do.
position is,
And
I
he's,
think, or
he's
his best
mostly been
position.
playing for us on the right, so that is obviously the difference. There you go.
Absolutely. Talking of English wingers, we've got a super chat here from Idris. What if we're deliberately shopping for English players? Then it could be Rashford on loan this deadline if everything else fails. Would any of you take him?
At this moment in time, we need we literally just need a body. We need somebody that can just be in there to give the other players a rest because of injuries. But that would, again, we're talking about a plan. That says to me that the club has no plan because none of these things, not Watkins, not Rashford, not anything, is part of any plan. There's no way in the world that we set up at the beginning of the season and said, I know what, on the 29th of January we're going to bid for Ollie Watkins and take Rashford on loan. That was never part of it. We didn't plan for Rashford to fall out of Amarin, did we? So that's clearly not part of any plan. And that's why I think this first super chat said it smacks of desperation because, like they say, it is that. And the ball's got over Calafiori's head.
Here we go. Girona on the attack. They've whipped it in, and Gabriel's done really well to clear there. Just on that topic of Ollie Watkins as well, I've just had some news coming from David Ornstein relating to Aston Villa strikers. John Duran is set for a medical in London on Thursday before a proposed move from Aston Villa to Al Nassr for
Right, so that seems that that's
£77
happening.
plus
So
euros.
How much?
like,
77 million euros plus add-ons.
But
So go on, Laurie, and then I've got something else to say.
okay, so that was what I was referring to earlier. So if he does go to Saudi, which it looks like in all probability
Probably
he's
happening.
going to, do you really think that Villa are going to
Not
let
a
Ollie
chance.
Watkins go? So this stuff about we put in a bid, I
For
mean,
even less money than they're selling John Duran,
yeah,
by the way.
exactly. I mean, I said on the you weren't here,
Nick,
How could I forget your name, man?
I feel like he's done that on purpose.
No, I haven't. No. No disrespect. But I said, Nick, earlier on, like, I could express an interest in Rihanna. Doesn't mean that I'm going to walk away with it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can express an interest.
Calafiori.
Anyone can bid. I could walk into a shop and a Rolex watch is costing 40 grand.
well done,
I'll say,
Sterling.
yeah, I'll give you
Sterling.
2 grand for it. Oh,
Sterling's done really well to start off this game. So
He's looking sharp, isn't he?
yeah, he has.
he needs a big game. He needs.
there is more context to the Duran thing though. From what I've read is that basically Al Nassr sold Talisca to Fenerbahce, so they've got one foreign spot in their squad, and it sounds like they've bid for Boniface and Duran. I think Boniface has already done a medical, so I think they're basically both doing medicals, and then they'll pick
speaking
one.
of
Of Aston Villa, it looks like they don't need either of the strikers because Morgan Rogers has scored 2 goals in 5 minutes.
So it sounds like they're going to pick between one of the strikers basically, and I guess if Duran goes, Villa keep Watkins.
Cross. Oh, wow.
It's unfortunate from Trossard.
I think he's got to do better.
What was
there.
that you were telling me, Frank? He's the best finisher.
He's supposed to be the best finisher.
He probably
at the
is still
club.
the best finisher at the club.
Let's take a look at this. Even Wanyeri's done really
Didn't
well.
expect that.
Yeah,
to come
I
in,
mean-
but you should in
No,
the
but he
box.
should be
You
expected.
should. You're
Exactly.
forward
I think
player.
it's actually
You've got
come
to
off his-
expect the ball.
Why are you turning him
He's
back
turned his
on
back
the
on
ball?
it.
That is awful.
For what it's worth, guys.
You know what I'm going to
He's
say
not-
now,
he's
don't
not a
you? You know what
striker.
I'm going to say now. You know what I'm going to say now.
That's the
right?
problem.
He's a winger, not a striker.
You know what I'm going to say now. If Havertz did that, all of us would be jumping up and criticising him. To be
course I
fair,
would.
No, I think
you
that-
do not.
Trossard should have done better there.
Yeah.
Do not make excuses for somebody. He turned his back.
They didn't. I said he should have done better.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was going to.
No. That's good from Thomas Partey though. Into Trossard.
Get
No
up,
foul there.
man.
He's time to get
No
up.
foul.
Obviously, a lot of games going on tonight. 18 games at once is going to be
Some Premier
absolute
League,
havoc.
ex-Premier League players on their team. Isn't it? Dan Juma's there.
Yep,
Van der
Spurs.
Beek's on the bench.
Oriol Romeo.
Romeo's in the midfield. Yeah, they've got a few.
Are they playing that Gazzaniga in goal as well?
Gazzaniga's
No,
in
it's,
goal. Yeah.
it's Pau Torres, who I think actually played for Spurs at one point, didn't he? Just didn't.
Pau Torres.
Is it not Pau Torres? What's his name?
Brian Hill?
Brian Gill, yeah.
No, I'm talking about their goalkeeper.
Gazzaniga.
Yeah,
Is
he
it?
did.
Is it Gas?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was. Okay, fair enough. That's a good block there
That
from Gabriel.
was. I was thinking because if that goes through, that gives the goalkeeper a save to make without a doubt. But yeah, disappointing there from Trossard. I mean, that highlights what we've all been saying, innit? We need a striker.
It's clinicality. Just people in the box that are going to finish those chances.
So what happened to the Sesko? What happened to Cunha? What happened to? I'm not going to say Isak, but that's done.
That's a good cross.
So what happened to them, man? What happened with
Well,
that?
Cunha was linked to Arsenal and then signed a new contract like the next day.
He never signed it.
Did he not?
No,
he
apparently
didn't
he's
sign it.
now refusing to sign it because he wants to see whether something materialises and then he'll wait. But we're still not doing it. But I think they want like 70 and we're saying probably not.
So just on that goalkeeper thing as well, I wasn't completely wrong. I got the name wrong slightly. It's Paul Lopez, who I believe was a Spurs
He's injured.
player.
He got injured on Sunday.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I've got the lineup here.
Was he in the team?
Yeah, he's in the team. I'm not going crazy, am I?
Listen, I don't know
I've got the
anything,
you can see that, can't you?
Yeah.
Paul Lopez is in goal.
Yeah.
Definitely. I
It's
can see it.
definitely not Gazzaniga. That's
Yeah,
Gazzaniga's on the bench.
I thought I was going crazy for a second. I've got another super chat here. First super chat from Pam. Moving like a small club. If Real Madrid wants someone, bang, talk, signed. Do you think Real Madrid care if it's January transfer window or summer transfer window?
I hear that, but I don't think Real Madrid is a comparable situation.
I think the problem isn't even that though. What that person's talking about is the ability to go and spend money, which is obviously a big part of our.
Oh, when he went round Partey,
he's just
He gets a
cooked
shot
Thomas
off, it's
Partey.
deflected. Thomas Partey's done
Cooked
it.
a few players, man.
He just
He didn't
cooked.
have to let that go or
Yeah.
have to go down
but
for it.
Partey, man, he's skinny.
Neto still doesn't look comfortable.
No, he doesn't
But
at all.
It's for me. It's not just the money thing, right? But it's again, it's the plan. It's the planning ahead. I'm not seeing. You know,
I would disagree with you then.
we
right?
should be going into the summer. I think he should go into it's somebody's whole job. Somebody who gets paid. I don't know how much they get paid. Someone can find out, but it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of pounds, if not in the small millions of pounds, to plan ahead of time and know if Saka's our key player. If he gets injured, what do we do?
Yeah.
If Jesus gets injured, what do we do? If Partey gets injured, what do we do? Especially for the players that have recurring injury issues, not just like a freak injury to someone who doesn't normally get injured, but to the players that regularly get injured. And if we win the league, then what do we do? If we finish top four, what do we do? That's somebody's job to know that stuff. And it seems like at this club, there isn't somebody there that actually knows this stuff ahead of time. That's where I think that's the problem. You look at the way that Man City operate, although we talk about them spending a lot of money, they don't really do big money transfers. They'll do 3 or 4.
Oh, that's good from Sterling.
Fiore puts it in.
Hey!
What a finish.
Offside.
Offside. I mean, what a finish
goal.
anyway.
Great
Isn't it, no?
Calafiori can finish.
They'll check
That's
it.
a
Yeah.
great finish.
And that's good work from
They're gonna
Sterling
look-
as well.
Absolutely.
Lovely work.
Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, he's off.
He's offside.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just about.
Hasn't he? What about the guy down there?
no,
Nah,
I think
he's
his
leaning
foot.
out.
I think his leading foot keeps him offside. But yeah, like you said, Laurie.
I
great
just want to
from
pick up
Sterling.
something on what Nick said, though. I do disagree with you. I think it's more than just money. If Real Madrid come for you, the history tells it.
The
that
reputation.
the reputation, the cachet, the size of the club.
Yeah.
That speaks for a lot. I mean, Trent going there, as we expect him to.
But
It's not about money.
Not to interrupt you. You're making
No,
a
but you
similar.
are in trouble.
You're making a similar point. I am. You're making a similar point to me
Here we
because
go.
if you look
Here
at
we go.
but I'm agreeing with you as well.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is like on top of that, you look at Madrid when they got Mbappe. They planned ahead for the time for that. So not only is it the prestige of going to Real Madrid, but they're getting top players for free. They're getting players on the cheap. They're using their market position to get these players to run that because the agreement's already in place ahead of time. It didn't fall into their lap. They were working on that for a long time.
What I'm saying, it's not just money. With
Yeah,
them.
no, I agree.
They're
I
a
agree.
different beast when it comes to stuff like that.
But we see our targets going to less desirable clubs. We see our targets going to teams that are not second and sometimes not in the Champions League.
And this goes back
No, I
quite
get
a while
it.
as
But then
well.
also on the flip side, right? Real Madrid are supposedly in for Saliba, and you can see clearly why they'd want Saliba.
Yep.
But
And he'll go there.
but try pricing
Nah,
away
it's
from Arsenal now.
Calafiori's playing really well.
He really is. I think that whole left-hand side's doing particularly great.
But I think Arsenal do have Paul. My thing is that we won't go a little bit above and beyond. Where you look at like a Real Madrid, Arsenal also have Paul, not to Madrid's level, but we do. Champions League club history, like especially like all the French players that always talk about how much they love Arsenal. But we won't go above and beyond. Like you look a couple of years back, Mudryk, extra 15 mil. We went no. We've got our price, we've
Look
got our
how that
principles.
works
Obviously,
out.
it aged well, but
You know what I mean?
Caicedo,
He did.
Caicedo, we went sort of 80. We won't go above that. That's all we're going to do. And then he went somewhere else. And is it worth
Mind
that
you, we
extra
did pay
20?
105 for
Arguably, he had a
Yeah.
terrible start at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And is he? I don't know.
Maybe
is
not
he
the best
back at
examples,
moment?
but I feel like Arsenal.
No, they're good examples.
Luis Suarez.
But someone like a Sesko maybe, where we've said 60 million we value, and Leipzig go, well, it's January, and we don't want to lose him to 80, and we go, nah. But sometimes other clubs will go, you know what? Sometimes we just got to swallow that extra little bit. I think we're a little bit too strict with where and when we sort of overspend, push our boundaries a little bit.
Do you not think we did that though for Declan Rice?
100%. And do you know what on this Sesko thing? I don't know. Now listen, I'm not the guy who does the transfers, but I don't even know whether I like that signing. I don't know. I don't think Sesko's the guy for Arsenal personally.
It's very risky when you consider his age and the fact that obviously he's not Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, it could work out really well, but you don't know. I mean, I think the only two that you could probably half bank on, even one of them is Gyökeres, and then obviously Isak. But
Gyökeres one.
Isak as well. You were talking about injury. Isak's injury record hasn't been that great. So going and spending 150 million pound on an Isak when you know that there's injury, he could come here to Arsenal and get injured for 6 months, and then everyone's going, oh, what a waste of money, we're buying another injury-prone player. But before it, everyone's going, yeah, go and buy him. Go and slap that 150 million quid down. It's a bit.
I'm a big fan of Isak, but I'll take him or Gyökeres for sure.
Yeah.
Gyökeres
Calafiori's still doing well.
He is. That's a foul from
What
Arsenal.
about the Vlahovic?
He turned us down before, man. I'm always wary of players that have turned you down and then you go back in for them and all of a sudden.
But maybe he has to go and experience something else to realise that, this could be home for him.
Listen, man.
To be fair, we were asked him to move from Italy to England. Instead, he moved from Italy to Italy. Like, it's not like he moved to I can see staying in the league where he's comfortable and he's still kind of continuing his development. I could kind of. I'm not holding. He's not got no like relationship with us or loyalty to us. So I wouldn't hold that against him personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Absolutely. With Sesko, what I was told, well, not personally, but what I read is that him and his agent were, this is last season we're talking about, were unhappy to come to Arsenal because they felt that, given that he's a young, up-and-coming guy in the Slovenian team, and at that time he would have been, in the squad for the Euros and that he wanted to be assured of first-team football, and he wasn't sure that coming to Arsenal and being understudy to Havertz was in his best interest, which is why they weren't keen on the move. That's what I heard.
And I think that says a lot.
Yeah,
absolutely. Turkish, first 15 minutes of the game. What are your thoughts so far?
You're stretching it, asking me about this game. I'll be honest with you.
It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. There's been a few chances either end.
Is it?
Yeah, I've had a few chances.
Here we go.
Did I go for laser eye surgery or what? Maybe I missed that.
It's not edge of your seat stuff, but you know what I'm saying. It's not been bad.
Absolutely.
Arsenal playing quite
I'm
well.
not saying it's been bad. It's just nothing to talk about, really.
Yeah, no,
They're barely knocking on the door, but we're in control of it.
Something to talk about
I
here.
was hoping that Havertz would be playing, so if he scored, then me and you could jump up and give it a bit of whacker-whacker.
I'm sure.
Dancing around the studio.
I'm sure.
Something to talk about here, though. We've got a super chat from Black Hole, who's highlighted the fact that the women's team are currently winning 4-0 in the first 25 minutes of the game. So shout out to the women's team over there.
Oh, that's a good ball.
A new manager as well.
Under the new manager. All right, come on, Arsenal. I think would that be that's a goal kick, isn't it?
Girona, as expected, playing very deep, pushing a lot of men behind the ball, making it difficult for us, which is kind of what I expected.
Let's take a look around the grounds as well. Of course, Aston Villa winning 2-0 at home to Celtic. Dortmund have taken the lead against Shakhtar. Inter 2-0 up in 17 minutes against a 10-man Monaco. The red card in 17 minutes. That's
Michael
Who's
Oliver,
the ref?
referee.
Michael Oliver.
it must be Michael Oliver. There you go. Benfica beating Juventus 1-0, and Lille and Feyenoord drawing 1-1. Bayern have
Talking
destroyed
of
the side as
Michael Oliver, does anybody else heard this? So I'm hearing that he's the designated ref for the Arsenal-Newcastle second leg.
Really?
well. He's a Newcastle fan. That can't be.
That's what I
He's
was
been
told.
pictured in Newcastle shirts. Surely not.
I don't think they signed refs this early, but maybe.
That's what
Surely not.
I heard that yesterday. I don't know if anybody else can
I
confirm.
mean, it's the game with the least jeopardy, isn't it? Anyway, so it's the game we're most likely to go out and.
But if that
is.
is the case, do you think that will be allowed to go through? Surely somebody
Surely
will
not,
say,
because
"No, I don't think that's a good idea."
He's literally been pictured in Newcastle shirts.
Doesn't mean
So
he's a fan though, because you declare as a referee who you're a fan of, and you could be wearing a shirt of a different club.
Yeah, but I know. But so things can be, you know.
No, of course. I mean,
favouritism
my opinion is the whole
towards
thing's corrupt anyway, so it's a waste of time.
No, of course.
So it's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyone in the comments, let us know, because that is something. Somebody texted me yesterday and said that. I was trying to find out if it's true, but I haven't seen yay or nay.
You have a
So
corner
if
here.
anyone knows any different, or if anyone
He's on it,
can
Ranieri.
confirm that.
Ranieri's on it, yeah. He's the only left footer, isn't
Who's put in a very good cross actually.
Oh,
It's been cleared
he? Keeper's come
by
for it.
Lopez. And Girona have handled that quite well actually.
He did.
Got a free kick.
If there's between Gabriel and the keeper having a little bust up.
and the person that told me that as well works in the football industry. That's all I can say. But
That can't be
So-
right. Surely not.
Do you know what, that keeper dealt with Gabriel, the Gabriel fact there, pretty well. I know he didn't get everything on it.
Coming up to the 20-minute mark, still Arsenal 0, Girona 0. Hoping to see a little bit more, at least a goal.
that's poor
I say
from
as
Callum.
a
You might see a goal here.
but he
Cheers,
recovered
Frank.
well. He recovered well.
Yeah, I'm taking over from Laurie on the jinxes by the looks of
Ref,
it.
that's a foul.
Nice, Thomas.
That's good from
Well
Thomas Partey.
Go on, free
Running
to trust.
forward.
Oh,
That's a
come
good
on,
ball.
man.
That's a good ball.
Go on,
Nah,
Manero.
Ball through to
bro.
Trossard
Inside
would have been
shoot.
better,
Inside.
Man.
Ball to
Free
Trossard would have been
Trossard,
better.
bro.
Yeah.
Would have been 1-on-1.
though. Yeah.
It's done very well to draw a corner there, though. Even
He ain't got the pace either, though, to be honest.
No, of course.
Who, Ranieri?
No,
No,
Trossard.
Trossard.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
On the topic of Wanyeri, though, he's looked pretty solid so far.
Yes. Yeah, he has.
He
But
never
that's
looked- he never looked bad.
Of course.
That's what
yeah.
Wanyeri does, though. He's very dynamic. He's very self-confident. He
very
likes to
direct.
engage, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
the opposition. That's why we like him so much.
Nice to see him taking the corners as well. I think, obviously, in the absence of Saka, Trossard would probably take from this angle normally, but we all know that he's.
That's still
crossing
on his weaker foot. What game was it the other day? Is every corner hit the first man?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's
That's
anything
good.
new. To
Nice,
be fair.
nice.
I mean,
Oh.
it's
Good
like,
corner. Scored right through the box.
Shoot!
No, he can't shoot that.
Go!
Ethan Wanyeri
Barely had the
again.
ball.
Whips
Nice
it
ball.
in. Good cross.
Unlucky.
Been dealt with
Nick,
again.
that comes to you. Just lick it first time. man. All this taking a touch.
Barely had the ball.
You've been watching Arsenal. That's the problem with Arsenal. Always want to take an extra touch. Fucking shoot, man. Excuse the language.
Here we go. Marino's tried to put one in there, but it's not gone very well for him.
That's a poor ball, man.
Marino's still a player that absolutely baffles me, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Marino? Because obviously he's been getting a lot of criticism recently. Obviously, I don't believe he's been too bad a signing. I'm not seeing what the problem is, as per se.
The problem that I have with him, the problem I have with
tackled.
Mikel Marino personally is that I don't see him go and impose himself on games.
Right,
There have been
okay.
2 or 3 games. You're right. He hasn't scored like crazy own goals and got crazy red cards like David Luiz used to have done it. You're right. He hasn't done anything bad for people to be kind of against him. There's not a narrative against him because of things that he's done really, really badly that have been highlighted. But he hasn't. I've seen Erdogan. Obviously, we're comparing him to the captain, but we've seen games turns up and imposed himself as a midfielder. We've seen games where Jorginho turns up and dictates play. I've seen, we see Declan Rice the other day being box to box, getting in the final third, getting shots off. I can't see what his key strengths are as a player. What is it that you've done? Like even in this game today, we're cruising, right? So it's a little bit difficult. Even then, we're cruising. So this is an opportunity for him to shine. I've never seen him shine particularly. Do you know what I mean? He's come up with a goal here and there. And a few times the ball's flashed across the box from those Declan Rice free kicks, and he's not quite gotten the end of it. But I just haven't seen solid 6 out of 10. You could take him if you take him out. I feel like there's a lot of players you could put in that would lift the team or do more. Sometimes I don't notice that he's playing until the camera shows a close-up of his face, and I go, bloody hell, Mikel Marino's playing, totally forgot. He just doesn't impose himself on the game enough for me, considering that we signed him to be someone that was potentially going to be a level raiser, come in and win a lot of duels, be very physical, and push us closer to the title. I don't think, he's been fine, but I don't think he's done those things.
Where does everyone else stand on Mikel?
I wouldn't disagree with that. The only thing I would say in his defence is he came here, he didn't have a pre-season, and we all know playing in that area in midfield, there's a lot of running, a lot of physicality involved, so probably won't see the best of him until next season, but I wouldn't too much disagree with what Nick says. So I'm not going to jump on his back yet because, like I said, he's not long been at the club really.
Absolutely. Super chat here from the African Scholar. I can't see any striker who is currently linked to Arsenal being considered an understudy to Havertz. Does the panel?
Yeah, I mean that understudy thing with Šeško was last season, right? So now, if we were looking at Šeško, definitely the situation I imagine would be different. And I don't know how much don't believe it, but I mean, people lie. I've got a few friends that have played football. We've all got friends that played football. Mm-hmm. Managers and coaches regularly lie to players and say, come on, man, you're going to start. You're my guy, 100%. And then you're not. So I don't see what, I don't see why they wouldn't say, yeah, of course you're going to start, mate. You're the star of the team, 100%. Take the 14 on reshirt and then put him on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm really not sure. But obviously that situation last season would have been very different to this season.
That was Gil there, wasn't it? Just been
yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
He sort of was at Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't distinguish himself, did he? When he was at Tottenham.
Okay, just under 25 gone. Still, well, we've had opportunities. It's just about taking them, Laurie, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the usual story, isn't it?
Yeah. Seems to be. I wonder if a striker would be able to help us with it.
At least today we're not playing with a striker. So you can kind of understand, but I know Havertz isn't an out-and-out striker, but he's a player that has played striker for a reasonable chunk of his career. So it's more frustrating when this situation happens with Havertz because you have a striker on the pitch. Today we're literally playing without somebody who is a striker, so it's a little bit more.
That's always the case.
What?
Some people might argue that is often the case.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Because I don't think that Kai Havertz. I mean, let's be honest. He's You know what I was saying the other day, and I really do believe it. Kai Havertz is quite a polarising figure, and I think sometimes people go one way or the other too much. So the people that criticise him tend to go way overboard, but then the people that praise him, Jack, they go also way overboard in proclaiming he's this great striker, which we know pretty much he isn't. But he is a decent player. He is a good player, but he doesn't have the instincts and the predatory nature.
Sterling could be in again.
Sterling down the left-hand side.
I thought he was going to cut in.
You know what? He should have.
That ball should have been area.
I thought he was going to cut in. He's been having good success cutting in and shooting.
He should go a corner.
He looks like he's blowing already.
But you see what I mean? He doesn't have the predatory instincts. Plenty of times he's been in good positions and he's looking to pass and doesn't get the shot off.
I think the arguments that people like Jack make is that it's his GA, it's the stats of his GA or his 14 GA in 30 games, whatever.
No, but I often hear...
Why am I catching strays for?
But when you're not the only Jack, mate. No, but it's all about you. But I think when you watch him play, he may get a goal. We've got a corner coming up, by the way, so something might happen here.
Corner from Trossard if he beats the first
How
man.
depressing is that?
No, but
he does. To me, let's see this corner first before I finish.
Okay, that's good.
Hold back in.
I've been a bit hesitant to get to that.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Frank, for me, and I'll be interested to hear what the other guys say, he doesn't have the predatory nature and instincts of a striker. You saw on Saturday's game, he had 3 excellent opportunities. That's a bit short.
It's a little bit short from Calafiori.
Including one where he missed the target completely from about 5 yards out. It was awful. And in many ways, right, and I'm going to say this here, obviously what happened with the Michael Oliver thing overshadowed that whole game. But I'll tell you something, man, had that not have happened, he misses those chances, especially if we don't get the result. A lot of people would have been homing in on that.
That's what I was going to say. Like people, when I do see people defend him, it's that he's got X amount of GA in 30 games, whatever. That's what they always use.
And hard work.
When you watch him put up hard work is a minimum for anybody. I'm not accepting that. But when you watch him play, even if he goes in the pitch and gets himself a goal, even if he gets himself 2 goals, the amount of chances we have to create in order for him to get said goal, because he fluffs so many lines, just makes you feel that if you had someone who was slightly more of a natural striker, this doesn't need to be an Mbappe or some wonder kid or anything like that, but just any of those targets, pretty much any of those targets that we have, you feel like the conversion rate would go up from I feel like his conversion rate, if I'm going off of the eye test, is probably 1 in 5 clear-cut chances. And you go and get someone who's 1 in 3, and that could be the biggest difference.
Yeah, I think my thing with him, I thought the tide had turned on Havertz at the start of the season, because I think it was Brighton, he gets that really nice goal where he dinks the keeper, doesn't even think about it, plays really well. PSG comes up with that big header, and then Southampton, we go 1-0 down, just takes the game by the scruff of the neck and slaps one in from outside the box. And I was like, oh, he's got a little bit of about him now. He's like, I'm going to get to this ball first. He just seemed to go from this shy guy to having a bit about him, and it just seems to have gone again. I gave him a bit of an excuse.
Oh, it's a good ball in behind. Is he offside?
Wow.
Partey!
Oh, wow.
Partey got
It's got to be
done
offside.
there.
That's a goal, and it had to be Danjuma.
How the fuck is the keeper so
No,
so
but
bad?
Yeah.
don't blame the keeper. Blame the Partey. He got totally done.
It's got to be both. It's got to
Keeper
be
was
both.
in no man's land.
Keeper's miles out.
He was.
I can't defend Nato there, unfortunately.
Do you know what? We look completely
Actually, you're right.
different.
The keeper
he was in
was
no
at
man's
fault as
land.
well.
He
He
shouldn't
was.
be.
The keeper's out of his box.
Completely,
He's
yeah.
out of his
He
box.
couldn't even dive.
He can't even
He
make
made
the
it
save.
easy. All he had to do-
He can't make a save.
And he's gone to make the save.
He's got to make the save.
Yeah,
Even outside
outside
his
his
box.
Fingertips outside the
Yeah,
box.
it's like, mate, you're going to get sent
So you
off.
Let's
think he
see
should
this
have
again.
stood in his box for a bit longer?
Right, so
No, you-
let's take a look.
He's offside.
He
He
looks
looks
to be...
off.
Okay, so
He
he
looks
could
off.
He's got to be offside.
have got
He
a
comes
lifeline
rushing
here.
out and then he rushes back.
He
And he
tried-
goes
he
to
throws
save
his hand
him.
out.
Yeah, this is a really
We'd have had Jack
bizarre
Porter in goal.
situation, this.
Because Ryan's not even on the bench, is he?
If he
Left him
was
in
on the,
Stepford.
you know, you're completely wrong. Just wrong.
Partey
position.
wasn't aware of the runner though, was
But
he?
He wasn't. He
It's
wasn't.
automated, isn't it? The offside, so
Yeah,
we should know.
semi-automated. I think this will be ruled out. It does look to be offside.
He literally goes for the.
He actually went to save it.
Would that have been a red card?
Yes.
Yeah.
Standard
It would have
red
been
card.
intentional handball.
Yeah,
That would have been a straight red
It
card.
would have been.
Neto is shit.
What am I seeing?
I can safely
No,
say
but
that already.
that's how much time. How much time do you have to get? We could see from the
As a,
first.
Hang on
as
a
a
moment.
keeper, you've got to either get that, which is going to be hard because it's an on-rushing ball and he one-times it, or you're in your box where you
That
can
goal's been
save
given.
it.
It's been given.
What?
That
Yeah.
looked clearly offside to me.
But
I mean, I'd be interested to see a
we'll see a
replay. I
replay,
can't
yeah.
see...
I was going to say it's immediately suspicious that they haven't showed a replay from the angle where we can see the offside.
But it's semi-automated, so it would be right.
Unless it's someone on
You'd
the
hope.
far side. It must be, because he looks to be behind Thomas Partey at least.
he was.
To be fair, we didn't get the best of angles, but
What are they saying in the chat? How the fuck
I
was that not
want to
given that?
know. Oh, it's 1-0.
How many times
Here we go.
Look at
Back on
that.
attack.
He wants
That's
to
where
come
he
out
should be.
Here's
again.
Danjuma again.
Here we go.
Playing
Here we
through.
go.
Well, defended that quite well, actually.
Again, that was down Thomas Partey's side. They've obviously
Oh, great
worked
touch from
out.
Sterling.
Well done, Sterling.
You know that they've obviously worked out that Partey's the weak
Partey is
link.
potentially the weak
Say
link.
worked out. It's not difficult to work out. Like everyone, you know what I mean? Like everyone knows he's
Well,
a
it's
liability.
good tactics by them then.
and it's Kivior on his wrong side next to him as well.
Yeah, exactly.
so-
Yeah.
I can see the chat. Everyone believes this is offside, and I'm of the same opinion. We haven't seen the
Any images
replay
at
yet.
all?
We haven't seen any images. I'm confused as to what's happened here because he looks
There's no
quite
confusion,
clearly
Frank.
offside.
We're 1-0 down.
No, I get that.
Against
He always has to say
Girona.
something smart. Like, my point is, I can't see how that's not offside. I haven't shown the replay, so that's the concerning part for me. But
Well, you know what? That has been the story of for quite a few of our games. Dominating possession, creating chances, haven't scored, and then slip up at the back and bang, you're a goal
One
down.
goal in 7 matches. Amazing. Absolutely
why does
unbelievable.
this always happen against Arsenal?
Unbelievable. If you play Arsenal, you're better off playing your worst players than your best players. We're going to do well against your best players. But you bring on some nothing player and they're probably going to score.
We
Waste
do
of
look
space.
completely different at the back though without Raya.
No, but how many
If
times?
there's one player that I want to go in this January transfer window, it would be Kivior. I think Kivior. I know he wasn't necessarily at fault for that goal, but this season he has been awful. Absolutely worst.
Well done,
Yeah,
God.
but-
Doesn't give that back line any confidence.
fair though,
that
Nick-
was Partey's mistake, but Partey
No,
can do
but
other things on the pitch that give you
I've
some
got
confidence.
not for the first time disagree with you there. No matter how bad you think Kivior's been, he had nothing
Sterling.
to do with that.
Yeah, he did.
Partey lost his runner. That's as simple
agree.
as that.
Good corner.
And at this level, you shouldn't be doing that. And how many times have we said Partey is not a right back?
But the goalkeeper's completely out of position as well.
Yes,
he
he's
made it
told-
easy.
But himself, he can't make a save.
And to be
we
honest
go.
as well, that was a good finish.
Ah, okay. It is the far man.
it was a good
Is it
finish.
Calafiori?
Took it first time.
It must be Calafiori's shoulder that's playing
He
him
wasn't
on.
on the first image we saw,
Look.
wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
Goes, comes out to get it. Should have stayed in your box, man.
That's a bizarre one, it really is, and it leaves us 1-0 down. We've got another corner, and I must say as well, another corner coming from a Raheem Sterling attack, which is, again, so nice to see for once. Trossard whips it in. It's a much better cross.
Kind of floated though. It's floated too much.
Yeah. Well, at least he's beating the first man. So
There they go. Down
then
that
once
side again.
Down the right-hand side, Thomas Partey's nowhere to be seen.
Wanyeri dropping back and making that
Wanyeri's
tackle.
done really well there.
He's supposed to be
Playing
playing
right
as
wing
a
back.
winger.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Where's Partey, man?
This is why
Where
Saka
was
gets
he?
injured because he's got to do two. With plays a Partey, he's got to do two people's jobs.
Is this Aspria's son or something?
What, the Colombian Aspire?
He is
Is it?
Colombian.
That's what I'm asking. Aspria. So
Yeah, but not everyone is Aspire.
how many Asprias have you known in your life?
I don't know any.
Apart from what's his name, Faustino.
Faustino, yeah.
So you know one.
No, but I mean,
And
that's a bit
Frank
of a
just said he's Colombian, so
Oh, is he? Right,
chances
right,
are-
right, right.
That's Yasser
You could
Asprilla.
be
He was
right.
at
man.
Watford.
You could be right.
He was at Watford. He's the one that Girona assigned him, so he basically goes City if he's any good. He's like 19, 20.
Aspria was
He's one of them City group signings where like we go there, but then
for Newcastle. Aspria was
He was a hell of a
yeah,
player.
he was
I
the
liked him.
He's hitting some goals.
yeah, that
And I liked his goal celebration as well. He's a real character.
Can we get this in the box?
Should have put it in the box.
We should have.
straight
We
away.
should. I thought Calafiori might have taken that shot because we're going to put the ball in the
on,
box.
yeah.
We've got Trossard to aim for. Why? This is not a game to put crosses into the box. Into the box to who?
Tross,
It's a good
five for
cross.
Trossard.
Yeah,
Get Havertz on it.
the saviour. Now only Jack can be right with his prediction because Jack said 3-1.
He said 3-1.
Well, there you
Everyone
go
else has
then.
gone for a clean
I
sheet.
said 3-1 on the starting 11 show, just saying.
We can't make
Yeah,
two
you did,
predictions in the
actually.
space of half an hour.
I
Laurie's
meant
back in the
3-0
act.
to Girona.
Yeah.
It's a good cross.
He's fluffed it. Yeah.
think
He's
he's been
he's wearing Havertz's boots.
No, I think he's been watching too much MMA, man. The man's trying to scissor kick. What's going on? there?
Benjamin was on it as well. That was a
Look
ball.
at Partey there. He was
Partey is really struggling
Nah,
at
it's the
that.
goalkeeper's positioning, I think.
It's both.
He comes out.
So
to
do you
come
think
and
the
get it.
goalkeeper should
It's
have
the
stayed on his
goalkeeper-
line
that's the
for a bit
goalkeeper's
longer?
fault. That goal is the goalkeeper's fault.
Yeah, I know, but do you think he
Completely.
should have stayed on his...
100%, stay in his box. Don't go for the ball. The problem is he went for the ball and then he decided, I'm not going to get to that.
yeah.
So then he backpedals. And when you're
in no man's
backpedaling
land,
and you've got
yeah.
a player in front of you, you can't touch the ball. The only thing you can get it with your head or your arms. And they're all, you're making the striker make the decision to put the ball past you. And all he has to do is hit it on target round the goalkeeper. Job done.
So that's why we haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
And let's hope that Raya is available for Sunday. Because
Oh my
Oh
God.
What are we
no!
doing?
Yeah.
They've
Calafiori.
They've
Fifth pass, that's
through.
two.
Danjuma in the box.
Good.
Jorginho.
He ain't got no left foot. Danjuma's got no left foot because
To
he
be fair,
took it.
they won like 4 or 5 physical battles. It was just battle after battle after battle, and we
you
lost
see that,
every
guys?
physical
They've
battle.
also got
He's got no left foot.
They've also
What?
got
Look how
good
much space he's
passes
got
in the
on his
middle,
left, and he traps it.
all
goes
of our
back on his
midfielders
right.
are safe. These men are actually trying to get the ball around the corner, over the shoulder. Like, again, they've beaten the midfield with one pass.
I think Calafiori is at fault with that as well. That-
Very, very concerning from Arsenal.
He's made a couple of
defensively.
mistakes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he fancies himself as a striker.
It's a good ball in, and
Hey.
Nero's done well to claim that. Can we get an attack going from this? It's a good throw.
Oh,
Fantastic touch from
brother.
Leandro Trossard, though.
It is one thing with Arsenal though, like it's almost like Arteta tries to treat it as maths now. Like don't do it unless it's got like a 90% chance of coming off. Like he coaches so much individuality out. Like Turkey was just saying about what they're just trying to pop it around the corner. With Arsenal, it's like we'll make you an angle. This is the pass you
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
You don't shoot unless it's guaranteed like 90% to go in. Like you know where City used to be, where it was like byline, cut back, tap in. Like that's all they used to like rinse and repeat. It's like he's trying to like coach an equation of how to score rather than just letting the players. what they wanna do.
Barcelona are losing.
Really?
Yeah.
To Atalanta?
Yeah.
Wow.
Liverpool probably drawing like 1-1 or something.
I
like
think
that.
Liverpool.
Liverpool
Sterling,
drawing 1-1.
Trossard.
1-1. It is
Let's
1-1.
find a shot. Let's find a
Can
shot.
we get a shot off? No, we cannot.
What are we trying to do here?
Here's Partey.
They're all over him.
Oh, yeah.
All over him.
All over him.
Penalty.
What? Penalty?
Penalty.
Arsenal
He
have been
was,
awarded
he
a
was
penalty.
brought, he was brought down in the box.
It was tripped, but I don't know whether he went over the leg or whatever.
Do you know what it is? We're so used to
I mean, I'm
seeing
sure it'll be looked at.
we're so used to seeing nonsense
Yeah,
penalties
not given.
in the
Not
Prem.
given.
Yeah, we just kind of didn't react.
Is it definitely it is a penalty?
Yeah.
Who takes? No Saka? Would it be Odegaard?
I've just
Or
seen
Jorginho?
Calafiori grab the ball.
That's
He's
a
not
penalty.
That is a
That's
penalty,
Stonewall
yeah,
penalty.
it's
I think
absolutely a
Trossard
penalty.
misses that one,
Stonewall
didn't he?
penalty.
Shakhtar?
I think it could be Odegaard that takes this.
Look.
Yeah.
No, I've just seen Calafiori grab the ball out someone's
Look at
hands.
that.
It's a penalty.
That's a
Yeah, it's
penalty all
definitely
day
a
long.
penalty.
back in.
But I think do you know what they do, Laurie?
haven't scored
Because
yet.
they tried, the opposition tries to like rattle the penalty taker, so it's just like.
Who takes the penalty?
Should be
for us?
Odegaard.
Same.
I think it's got to be Odegaard.
Jorginho.
I think Odegaard for confidence from the United one would be nice for him to get another one. Do you not think?
Or he misses.
But then if he misses,
then it's a penalty as well, guys. Definitely a penalty.
who would you have take it, Turkish?
Odegaard's a taker, no?
Yeah, he's good.
He's a taker and the captain, so he's got to take it.
He looks like Jorginho.
What are we waiting on?
Oh, wow.
What's this, VAR? No.
I think they've completed the check from what I understand.
Yeah, it's a Stonewall penalty.
It's going to be Jorginho that takes it, and don't get me wrong, he's still a fantastic penalty taker,
Yeah.
but potentially would
Does he
Weird
still do
though,
his
man.
little hop and skip?
In the game,
No.
in the game against
No.
United, when we should have picked Jorginho to take
Yeah.
it, when you need to score the penalty, we let Odegaard take it. In this game, that's meaningless. What kind of this? Like, it's little things like that.
I
man.
do find it a bit
Well, I
weird
mean, to
though.
counter that, if he puts this away, it doesn't really matter. But he has
No,
got to
I
put it
hear
away
what
first.
Turkish is saying. He's kind of abdicated the responsibility there. He's a penalty taker.
Okay, so here's Jorginho
Against
stepping
an
up.
ex-Spurs goalkeeper when an ex-Spurs winger scored against us.
A little hop and skip, or was he not
Go
doing
on,
it?
Georgie.
Looking to get the equaliser.
Yes,
Does his hop skip?
Oh,
And it's scored!
That's a good pen.
Jorginho makes it Girona 1, Arsenal 1.
That is a good pen.
And that's a little bit of a relief.
You just hate that style of penalty. Just hate that style of penalty.
And the keeper waited.
Yeah,
And he went the right way. He did go the right
Keeper went the
way.
right way.
Jorginho's done really well to slot that away, to be fair. And there you go, he put it away. Argument about the penalty, who took the penalty, gone.
It's definitely a penalty. Isn't it?
100% a penalty.
Thomas Partey just don't want to be right back. Look, he's up there
He waited,
winning
didn't he,
man penalties
completely.
and that. Like, you borderline shouldn't even be in that position, Thomas. Like, what, a man like Tete, bro? What are you even doing there? You shouldn't even be there, bro.
Actually, the goalkeeper wasn't too far away from saving it. You know?
It went under him.
If anything, I think the keeper could have done a lot better there.
I think it's
Yeah.
because last time Jorginho took a pen for us, he didn't do the hop, so he might have been second guessing himself.
When would that have been?
Lons, I think we won 6-0. We
I
backed
was
to
at the
6.
game, yes, I remember.
But I'm curious as to why Odegaard didn't take that. You know?
He probably don't feel confident in himself right now.
Huh?
He might not feel confident in
Well,
himself.
that's
right
what
now.
I'm thinking because you know he's a penalty taker. He's the captain. It's a little weird to see the captain give the. Okay, he was right in the end. Jorginho scored, but even so, it does make you wonder why he didn't take it.
Absolutely, unless Odegaard was the one that gave it to him as the captain's
Nice
decision.
from Marino, to be fair.
Completely off topic, but Aston Villa have thrown a 2-0 lead. Celtic have made it 2-2.
What?
Adam Eder with a 2-minute brace.
European
What a
heritage.
gift.
Yeah.
But Rodgers, that was within 2 minutes, wasn't
Rodgers scored 2 in 5 minutes, and then Eder scored in the 36th and the 38th.
Damn.
Wow.
What, did
So-
Rodgers
Celtic
score in
in
the Rodgers score in the 3
The
and
second
5?
and the 5th.
Oh, second and 5th.
That's a good cross.
Go on.
Wanyeri on the end. Can you get a touch
go on,
here?
go on.
Needs to
Let
get
it
it.
go.
Give it to someone. And,
He just needed to try and bring that down.
right.
I'm just not sure about this crossing into the box thing, because that one Trossard actually won. Great ball over the top
That's
to
a good
Sterling.
ball. Sterling
Tried to cut in.
can't get it under control.
He tried to cut in first time, which I
Inside,
think was.
man.
I think that was the right decision to try and cut in straight away.
It looks a lot more natural, doesn't he, on the
Yeah,
left?
yeah, 100%.
But all of his first actions are towards goal now. He's not trying to figure out what he wants to do.
100%. I've said it before,
Offside.
Gabriel is an
Offside there
underrated
anyways.
ball player. I think he's an underrated passer. He plays that pass 2 or 3 times a game.
Still Arsenal 1, Girona 1. Jack, 40 minutes gone. What have your thoughts been on the game so far?
A little bit of self-sabotage and then a little bit of recovery. I think we've been the better team, but they've had the better chances, if that makes sense.
Oh, Marino's been caught.
again.
Because we do stuff like this.
I don't know what, he always does that though. He tries to hold the ball and
cuts
stand
in, innit?
square. Always does it.
Oh,
Mate,
Girona with opportunity. Romeu safely into the hands of Neto.
so safely, but
Yeah, that's
Serious haircut.
it's outrageous, that, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to play pro ball or be like rich to pull off them kind of haircuts. But you can't
Go
go
on.
into the office.
Well, he's doing both. There you
Shoot!
go. Wanyeri with the shot.
He played for Barca, didn't he, last year?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
That's where he's got his confidence from. There you go. Guys, I'm going to try and get some super chats as soon as possible. I'm having a few technical difficulties. If maybe the production can send me a few of the super chats while I'm trying to load them up. Jack, it's probably worth noting as well the shirt that you're wearing today for Chinese New
shot.
Year.
Can this
It
be
is
shot?
Chinese
Oh.
New Year.
Oh,
What a goal!
Wow!
I knew it. I thought he
Ethan
should have shoot.
Wanyeri
I knew he's going to shoot.
Wow.
I just knew he's going to.
Take a bow.
Everything about his body language, as soon as he touched that ball, said, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot. Yeah.
And just like that, Arsenal take the lead. Even when
Just before half time and all.
Finish.
He's one of the few people in the team that would have even tried that.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that 4th goal for him this season now?
I'm not sure. I think
Two
so.
against Bolton, 1 against Brighton.
Yeah, every
Picks up the
competition.
ball.
Nottingham Forest and Preston.
Forest. Yeah.
See,
More
Just
goals
picks
than
balls
that.
up in that position.
What a finish,
That's a
by the
great
way.
finish. That is a great finish.
I mean, it's worth noting the confidence for a player so
Mm-hmm.
young. What was still 17, isn't
Side
he?
netting.
I'm going to go as far as to say this, right? And this is like
Oh, here we go.
what I honestly believe. So, as you guys all know, I'm a big fan of Odegaard, right? But I'm telling you now, Wanyeri is a finisher. He's superior to Odegaard.
He's finishing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Much better.
Yeah,
They're
I think
completely
that's it
different
for me.
profiles,
The
though.
only thing that lets Odegaard down is his touch, his ball playing,
Yep.
his movement, his turning, the way he runs with the ball, the way he can bring it down on a sixpence foot out the sky.
Exactly.
Is phenomenal. Better than anyone, but his finishing completely lets it.
It's
lets
weird
him
to
down.
think,
He's
innit, for
not
a guy
clinical.
of immense technical ability,
Yeah.
his shooting and his finishing, he's so poor.
But to challenge that, he got like 12, 13 a few seasons ago. Do you not think it's been coached out of him more than he's bad at shooting? Like he was popping in from outside the box.
No,
on
so
the
why
floor,
is
cut
Wanyeri
back
coming and
wraps.
make an immediate impact?
But that's what I'm saying. Odegaard got like 12 Premier League goals like 2 seasons ago.
When
So
you say
he
coached
can
out of him,
shoot,
you're saying
but he doesn't.
Arteta's going to say to Wanyeri, would you shoot that ball for?
No,
Stop
but I'm
doing
saying
that.
Odegaard now on the edge of the box doesn't hit these along the floor in the
But
bottom
you said
corners
it's
that he used
coached
to.
out of him.
Yeah, I just think Arteta's
No, but if
saying-
you
It can't
think
be
about
co- we've-
Jack,
we've seen-
Jack,
we've seen
Jack,
Odegaard
he had
in
a
some-
shot from earlier on in his half. I didn't say too much at the time.
Oh.
From a similar position to where, and he
Just get
put
rid
in
of it.
Rose-
Get rid of it. Thank you.
He put it.
Touch is so heavy.
That's a foul, surely.
It's gotta be a
Just
foul,
pushed him
surely,
in the
right?
back.
But they never get given. They're them little fouls that never ever get given.
Here we go. Play it wide. That's a good ball to Trossard out on the right.
He might try and find a shot here.
Looking to
Trossard,
cut
but
in.
absolute.
Goes for the
Yeah.
shot. Oh, he's hit the
crossbar.
crossbar.
Unlucky.
You called it.
He's-
You can see it
He's
happening.
always,
can't you?
Trossard is always. He just wants to shoot.
wants it, yeah.
He's like I imagine playing with him on like a 7-a-side pitch would be annoying. Like he's never going to pass the ball.
He's not gonna pass the ball.
He's just going to touch and shoot. That's all he wants
Well,
to
if
do.
he's playing with you, he'll never pass to you.
Yeah, there you go.
Another
Yeah,
one.
you've hit your quota for your jokes in the first half.
No, but seriously, Wanyeri's finishing to me is already superior to Odegaard.
Yeah, that's-
I'm not trying to disrespect Odegaard. Please understand that. He's one of my favourite players in the team, especially when he's playing well. But that side of his game, as Marty was saying, is quite
A bit
poor
weak,
when
yeah.
you consider the level of technical ability. And
Especially
I
when you
think
look
that's
at-
something that's always been highlighted with him.
Especially when you look at the other players that play in that type of position
Yes.
for rival clubs. You've got Morgan Rogers that does that for Villa. I know United not having a good spell, but you've got maybe Bruno that's in that position who.
I would even
is-
argue
yeah,
Maddison.
Maddison.
Yeah,
all those other teams. Foden, KDB, whoever plays in that position. They've all got goal threats at their number 10 position, and we just don't. And that changes how you defend against that team, because when Odegaard gets the ball, no one's really panicking that he's going to shoot from a defensive perspective.
You can low block and there's no threat of like...
Exactly.
You've got to at least close him down because he might ping
He's
one.
going to have to go all the way back to Partey.
He's gonna shift
gonna
him
hit
across.
Exactly.
I think Jack's right though. The Arteta's had an impact on that though.
I don't think
Because
so.
I'm thinking early Odegaard, like outside the box.
Odegaard
like,
had 15 goals in the Premier League season.
And a lot of them,
I think
like
only De
Spurs
Bruyne's had
outside
a
the
better-
box,
But this
Newcastle
season,
outside the box.
the reason I disagree with that is because this season it's not just the outside the box shots. We've seen Odegaard played in behind defences, one-on-one with a goalkeeper, and look for a pass rather than take a shot. That's not coached out of him. This is just
wow. Whoa.
Club
City
Brugge
are losing
taking
at
the
the
lead
Etihad.
against
They're out
Manchester
there.
City.
They're out of there. They're gone.
nah,
That's
it's
my
only
bet,
half time. It's only half time, and we don't know the team they've started. But the thing is, City they've got such a squad now.
It's strong, but it's Mateus Nunes at right back, which is...
It's
Yeah.
Trossard into Sterling.
Sterling could have got the ball off a lot quicker.
No, I think games still have to go against them though for City to be out. Or
If Bruges beat them, they're out.
I think
Yeah,
it's Bruges
they're
beating them.
Oh wow, okay.
They are out.
Oh, yeah,
They're
no,
bottom eight.
yeah, they lost to PSG. It's PSG that need results to go against.
I would go as far as to say if you can't beat Bruges at home, you don't deserve to be going
don't
into
deserve
the
to be
next round anyway.
Is Mignolet in goal?
We'll take a look. We'll take a look at the standings. As things stand, obviously
Half
we're
time,
still
by the way.
half time. Arsenal 2, Girona 1. we're going into the second half in a lot better position than I thought we were going to be, given the performance so far, Nick.
3-1 looks on, Jack.
And me. Hang on.
Yeah, and
Well, I need my flowers as well.
yeah,
I will get the receipts.
It's a separate show.
I will get the receipts. I said 3 as
The
well.
audience didn't see it. I think there's lots of times when we're playing good football, and I've been on the show a few times the last few weeks, and in 20-30 minutes come and I start complaining that we haven't got a goal. Laurie and I had a bit of a bust up with the panel. Was it last week? I don't know when it was on previous show. But they were just saying, we're playing well, we're going to score, it's going to be okay. And I'm just like, well, no, that's not really acceptable, because actually these are professional football players that we're playing against. Professional football players that do this for a living. They're not as good as ours, they're not as fancy as ours, and don't get paid as much. They're professional football players. You give them a chance, they'll go and score. Every minute that goes by that we're not scoring, we're getting closer and closer to them potentially scoring. And it's happened so many times. Last Champions League game, it was fine, and we got the win in the end. But this is what can happen. And especially with a team like us, where we are struggling for confidence a little bit. Even though we're winning games, we're still struggling a little bit for confidence. And these are the fine margins where when there's no point dominating a game, if it's going to sound like I'm moaning, people are going to disagree in the chat. I'm very happy, by the way, don't sound like I am. But there's no point in us dominating the game if we're not going to get goals at the end of that dominance. That kind of negates the whole point of dominating the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, of course. I see what you mean. Marty, let's go over to you on that left-hand side. Obviously, going into the second half, taking the lead.
Yep.
Late on. What have your thoughts been on the game so far?
Oh, do you know what? I think we have played really badly for the first half, but we've come away in a positive situation. We're 2-1 up, and that's what I like to see about Arsenal. Sometimes you've got not every game you're going to beat teams 4-5-0, or sometimes you're going to play well. And you might not get the result, or you'll play well and you'll get the result expected. From what I've seen in this first half at the back, goalkeeping situation, he has looked, and I don't like to get on the back of any Arsenal player, and I really don't, but he has looked noticeably.
I can understand your frustration.
When you look at a goalkeeper like David Raya, I mean, that's for me, and people are going to not like what I'm saying, but this is the truth. It was very Ramsdale-esque at points, slipping over, making mistakes.
Yeah.
For that goal, I saw Ramsdale do that. He was completely out of position. He made the striker, make the decision. You go forward and then you decide to come back. You let them make a decision. It's 1-0. That's a mistake.
And then the thing is with that, even in the position that he was in, if he even makes the save from
you're
the
off.
shot,
You're off the pitch. Is at that level. That is being very naive. Now you're playing against the team Girona. I think they're 7th in La Liga, 8th in La Liga. And they haven't done that well in this Champions League competition. I don't think they've only had one game, I believe, where they have scored. Actually, I think the rest of them, they've all been shutouts.
Currently sat on a -8 goal difference.
Right, there you go, and that's it. That says a lot. And one thing I do really like seeing, and this is the thing. Look, we need to get reinforcements in this transfer window. Yeah, we do. But one thing that I really want to see, and the highlights of my season so far, is like with Miles Lewis-Skelly. We're in a situation now. Calafiori's been caught a couple of times. I really like Calafiori. Miles Lewis-Skelly, I don't see that with him for what I've seen. He's these HLM boys coming through. Ethan Wanieri, that finish, I think that was a very similar finish to the Bolton game, if I'm right.
Yes.
Where he gets the ball, he cuts in, very like Saka-esque, and then it's in the side netting. There's no goalkeeper that's getting that. And it's the way that he cuts in and the way that he just rips that ball. When I watch that, it's players like that, they're going to get you out of situations.
You know from sort of the second he positions himself to take that shot that it's going to go in. Definitely. I see what you mean.
And this first half for me has been really disjointed. Even though we've got some of our big names on the pitch, again, people have picked up Marino's pretty gone missing. He, for me, this season's been very inconsistent. He's made a few mistakes which cost us games. He did it against Villa.
Yep.
Should have cleared his lines. Partey did it. And like you said, having Partey at right back, he's not a right back. I understand why he does it in a way, but I'd probably rather see him rested and play, I don't know, try something else out, play I think Miles Lewis-Skelly as play a left back, play Kieran Tierney and play Zinchenko or mix a defender around, because he looks at times laboured. And like someone else picked up on, it puts a lot of strain on Nwaneri running up and down. That's what you get. Obviously, these players aren't fit, but when with Ben White and Saka, and that's why I believe these players were injured, because the amount of running they do in games and the overlapping, the amount of work their work rate is absolutely phenomenal throughout games. And what we certainly don't want to do is overwork even Nwaneri, because we're putting him down the same side as a right back who's not going to give you that level of cover as, say, definitely like someone like Ben White. But yeah, seeing Nwaneri pop up with that goal is very promising.
On Partey, we have 5 defenders on the bench, by the way. There are 5 defenders on the bench. We absolutely don't need Thomas Partey at right back. It was different a few weeks ago when Zinchenko was injured and all these different players were injured and stuff. This is not a need.
What do you sees from Thomas Partey?
I don't care what he sees. What I can see is we go into games a goal down whenever we start with Thomas Partey at right back. That's pretty much what's happening.
Yeah.
We're giving other teams a handicap. We're 6 or 7 points behind Liverpool. We were cruising 2-0 against Aston Villa, and Thomas Partey is almost, not completely, but almost solely responsible for it being 2-2 and us dropping 2 points there. It's totally not necessary. Here, similar thing between him and the goalkeeper. Do you mean losing the line, and a bit of Calafiori as well, to be fair, who I think has been good, but obviously Calafiori is the man playing them on side. But those small mistakes is fine margins, but we don't have to do that. We've, like you said, Marty said, we've got Mikel Merino who's not really imposed himself on the game, but Thomas Partey could be in that midfield instead. Whether he could be on the bench. We've got 5. You know, I'd rather play someone that's left-footed in that position that is more of a natural defender
in this situation.
Let me have a look at. I mean, I don't know the fitness of all the players, so I've got to have a look.
He doesn't notice the guy behind him.
It's so blatantly onside. Yeah, when
he
you
gets
look at
caught
it back.
because he's used to having the ball in front of him.
He doesn't have the spatial awareness to see at the side of him.
He's not right back. He's not.
It's the same thing as Villa though, where like everyone's tracked their man and he stops to play this offside, and like Watkins run off him. Like it's just basic defending. If you don't. In your own box, you don't stand still. Play off sideline higher up, but you don't just stand and let him run off you and hope everyone else has stopped.
The goalkeeper being in no man's land is completely criminal as well. Because like you say, if he touches that with his hand, not only is it's a red card and then we're a man down again and then we're struggling. You know, I don't know the fitness of Saliba, but we've got Saliba on the bench. He could easily do that job. I think, who else? You know, Lewis Skelly's on the bench. Jurriën Timber's on the bench. But basically, I'll be honest with you.
All those aforementioned will be arrested for the City game.
I understand that, but this, you know, we lose games and then, you know, I think again, one of the things that Arteta does sometimes is, like you said, people talk about him being a little bit slightly too conservative sometimes. Tell you what, you put your better players on, go out there, at half time you're winning 3-0, then you get your better players off, rather than starting with a reduced, weakened team and trying to really go life and death. As much as it takes a toll on the players playing minutes, it takes a mental toll on the players going life and death in games that they should be winning comfortably.
Absolutely. Well, not too long till the second half kicks off now.
It's so refreshing though to see an Arsenal player pick up the ball, drive and shoot like that when so many players in the team just wouldn't even take that on. And if they did take it on, it's probably a rose-ed shot.
Going to try and get through some super chats before we start off this second half. Apologies if I've missed anything. There has been some technical difficulties. Alexander John says the worst part is Neto. This is going back quite far now. The worst part is Neto actually dived and tried to save it whilst he was outside the box. It would have been a red, absolutely. Solova says Arsenal should get Cole Palmer and do an Ashley Cole reverse. Sesko, Ferguson, Saka up top, Odegaard, Palmer and Rice midfield. Definitely don't think that's going to happen.
With respect. Anyway, I was.
Let the man them dream.
Give your head a wobble, man.
Absolutely.
That's not
Real Madrid, Arsenal, the super chat as well. Why are we not sending Sterling back to get a new loanee? I think he's being pretty harsh on Sterling there.
Yeah. There's no break clause in either of them. They were saying if we wanted to loan someone in, we've got to buy one of them permanently. And if we do that, I think that might send us all into. If we buy Sterling on a permanent to loan in Evan Ferguson, I think that might finish off a lot of the fan base.
That'll finish me off. Yeah.
Turkish, welcome back. Obviously, we've been discussing the first half. I want to know what your thoughts on the first half as overall was, and if you'd potentially be looking to make any changes quite early on in the second half.
No, we ain't got nothing on the bench for me that's tantalising.
Left backs.
You know what I'm saying?
We've got left
left backs.
Left backs are plenty.
You don't want to see
I'm just-
Zinchenko invert. You don't want to see that.
Well,
You don't want to see Zinchenko.
I'm just happy Ranieri's got a goal. Like, for him, it's a benchmark.
Yeah.
Champions League now, he's off the mark. And like Laurie said, it's nice to see, it's refreshing to see a player not shy away from taking on a man. He drops a shoulder, beats a man, creates the space, beautiful finish.
It's been a pretty solid performance overall from Ethan Nwaneri. Obviously, given that Saka is still out and we've got such an important game coming up on Sunday against Manchester City, is there potentially a case to see Ethan Nwaneri start in that position against Man City?
Yeah, well, is that a question?
Well, we're obviously looking at Martinelli as well.
Listen, Ranieri is the bright spark in our attack right now. Whether that's right or wrong, that's an argument for the transfer window. He plays, full stop. Like Lewis Skelly plays, full stop. Those two have been two of the brightest sparks we've had this season. I'll go back to saying we shouldn't be in a position where the expectation of a Premier League title comes with starting 17, 18-year-olds, but that's the situation we're in. I don't think it's a question whether Nwaneri starts.
Yeah, that's what your opinion, but I do hear what Frank is saying. I think what we're seeing, the players who have played today will not feature as well. They won't start against City.
It
It was more from myself.
If you're Man City's left back, you're more nervous being up against Ranieri right now than you are being up against Martinelli on the right. Sterling on the right.
Fine, but we know what the manager's going to do, don't we?
It was more
we don't necessarily
what
know.
you would do. What would you do in this situation? Would you start?
I'm with Turkish. I'd go with Ranieri, but
Yeah.
I don't think the manager's going to do that. I just don't.
Yeah, well, probably not. But you have to go with your best attacking team. Do you mean you need to put players up there that are going to, try to push that defensive line back as much as possible and keep them guessing?
He will look at Ranieri and say he's going to be used as an impact player on Sunday.
Absolutely.
I can't see him starting ahead of Martinelli.
Nobody else can play that right-hand side. On the left wing, maybe it's different. In the 10, you've got Ødegaard there keeping things ticking. At the moment, with Saka out, nobody's as good on the right wing, cutting in and shooting, as good as Trossard can be on his left foot. He can do the right wing job like Ranieri can. Nobody.
But I bet you a lot of money that come Sunday, when that team sheet comes out, you'll see Martinelli start ahead of him.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely, fair enough. Jack, would you be looking to make any changes, either at half time or early on in the second half? I saw something in the chat about potentially Trossard looking like he picked up a knock. Would you be potentially looking to make a change if that is the case?
For who though? That's the
Martinelli.
thing. Yeah.
He's there.
Look,
He's an option.
I like Martinelli down the middle. Like it's something, but it's not. I'm not looking at it and being like, I can't wait to see that. I mean, he'll do a left back for a left back at some point. He might do a centre back for a centre back at some point. We might see Butler or Deji get 10. There's really nothing on there that excites me. I really want to see Moreno get through 90 because I think so much of the criticism about Mikel Moreno has been, he's Spanish, he's played in La Liga, it's a lot slower, the tempo. Well, there you go, you're playing a La Liga team in Spain. Like they're playing at that tempo, so this should be your game.
My criticism of him is the reputation that he came with of he's won the most duels in the top 5 leagues in Europe, and I don't see that when I watch him play. I don't see this big, strong. He's big and he's strong. Don't get me wrong, he's very athletic, but I'm not seeing him as winning a hell of a lot more duels, and that I'm not seeing that safety element from him.
Yeah, I want to see like a Bernardo Silva go into that game and look up at him and be like, oh my god, he's going to bully me all game. But he's probably like, if I can just dance around him, I'll be fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Taking a look around the grounds here at the other scores, and there's two that really do stand out for me. Obviously, Club Brugge beating currently Manchester City away from home at the Etihad. With that Manchester City one specifically, as it stands, if things stay the way they are, Manchester City are out of the Champions League. Does that concern anyone in terms of their push to potentially get back in the title race in the Premier League? The fact that they don't have Europe to worry about.
No.
Why are we concerned? We're not in the title race yet either.
You don't think?
Are we?
Well, here's the goal.
I don't think we're completely out.
If Man come back and win it, then surely we can come back and win it.
Yeah,
that's a good goal as well.
I think a lot of their January bids has been for the future though. Look at the centre backs that have come in. They've brought in young players. I think maybe for next season a bit later. I think they've actually said January. Let's see what we can salvage this season. Bed some players in and then we go. It's not like they've gone and brought in some proven like.
But they asked Pep, didn't they? Like they asked Pep, about the Champions League and stuff, and said, you're one game away from going out and stuff like that. And he was like, we'll be in it. He was pretty confident they would be in it. But there you go.
Also worth noting as well, PSV are currently leading Liverpool 3-2 at half-time. That's an interesting one. I think
Liverpool's team though is they're coasting. I think they had some kid in centre midfield.
Take a look at the lineups for Liverpool.
Endo's playing.
Yeah, they've got plenty of kids out there today. And it doesn't look like they're having their best of times out there as well. But it looks like we're coming out for the second half.
I'm looking at City's team. They played their strongest 11 available.
Really struggling.
Mateus Nunes, I think, is at right back, isn't he? But other than that,
Yeah.
but I think that's just because of injuries.
Taking a look to see if there's any other shock results. A relatively shock result here. Dinamo Zagreb are leading Milan 1-0. Milan have gone down to 10 men as well. Trying to look at who's received the red card. It's Musa who's received the red card. I think he came from our academy, didn't he? Yunus Musa.
Oh yeah,
Musa.
the American, isn't it?
Yeah, he did. Okay, looks like we're coming out for the second half. Anyone predicted? Oh, well, you said 3-1. I said 3-1. What was everyone else's prediction?
Don't jump, get off my bandwagon.
No, I actually said it.
2-0.
You get off my bandwagon. I said it first. Anyone gonna revise their score predictions? I know.
Well, I've got to revise mine.
Yeah, there you go.
I still think we're going to win 3-0. Yeah.
I'll give you that one. I ran into that. We're coming out for the second half. It doesn't look like at the moment any changes have been made, so I'm not sure how true the rumours were about Trossard taking a knock in that first half. Ethan Wanyeri's come back out. Hopefully we can see another goal from Ethan today. That would be great to make his mark on this game.
Is anyone like me slightly, I wouldn't say concerned, but eyebrow?
Oh, here's a change.
Here's a right back.
Okay.
Timber.
Will it be for Trossard
right
though?
back.
Will it be for
hopefully.
Partey?
Oh, thank you.
It is for Partey. I mean, you can't argue with it.
Duh.
I could
do
the right back on the right back.
this job. This is easy.
Pay me to do it. Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking back to the penalty. I'm still a little bit disappointed that Odegaard didn't take it. Maybe I'm being old-fashioned, but if you're the penalty taker and you're the captain, come on, man. You step up.
Yeah, I agree with you in principle, but the most important thing is that we score it, right?
Of course.
If you see your teammate and he is the guy.
So what does that say then? That he wasn't confident of taking?
But I'm saying I don't know, but I'm saying if I'm on the pitch and he doesn't look confident, then someone's got to step up. But at least there's other players there that are willing to step up.
Well, Calafiori, I saw when the penalty was given, he grabbed the ball. So somebody must have appointed Jorginho to take the penalty.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Odegaard sanctioned that.
But Jorginho is like in football a more renowned penalty taker for club. Takes penalties for country, doesn't he?
He'd never be our main penalty taker because he obviously doesn't start. He's not a starter in the team, right? So maybe he's the penalty taker when he's starting because if the whole team.
So when we had the penalty against Man United, wasn't Jorginho playing in that game? Sure he was, wasn't he?
I think he might have been, but
I think he was, yeah. And that was the argument why didn't he take
he missed it.
Here we go. Here's Trossard. Looks to have gone over to the left-hand side.
And there's Marino. Marino, do you want that ball? See, Marino's moving, but he's not really looking like he really wants the ball.
With urgency.
Nah, he's not. He don't really look like he wants the ball.
It's like he's meant to be the final part of the move, but he's the centre mid. Like he's getting in as a box crash rather than build the move.
Yeah.
Here's Wanyeri again.
That was Sterling.
He wants Odegaard to overlap.
Yeah, Odegaard was just in his way, man. Move.
It's a great pass. It's almost a very good. That's so good. That's brilliant.
Wow.
Nearly a comedy of an own goal there. It's bounced off the Girona defender and it's nearly completely beat Lopez. Wow. Let's take a look at this again. He's tried to clear it.
That all comes from...
It would have been a great finish.
That all comes from...
bizarre own goal.
That all comes from him just trying something. Do you know what I mean? That all comes from him just trying stuff. Like we said, it's not always sometimes shots that are maybe a 50% shot, a little pass, there's a 50% pass. But the more you try stuff, we've got the quality, especially now Arteta's built this team that has good quality to keep recycling balls like with Rice and Partey and Marino in there. We can gamble a little bit more.
Wasted there from, is that Gabriel or Tim?
Yeah, it's Gabriel, I think.
He's used to doing it with head though, isn't he? So he's not used to hitting on the volley. It's a better cross from Trossard though. Like I think we said it before. Oh, well, slightly better. He's beating the first man, which is a welcome change. Like I said,
the crosses that Gabriel normally scores, they're kind of punched in, and he just has to get a glancing header on it. These crosses tend to be quite high and floated, and if it gives the keeper a lot of time to come and gather it. And you want them kind of punched in so that actually any Arsenal player, we've got a bunch of, well, we ain't got that many big strong players on the pitch, but specifically you've got Marino and Gabriel in there, and either one of them, if they just get a glancing header on it, it could be a real dangerous situation.
Has that gone out?
Girona look a bit flustered so far.
That's poor from them, isn't it? I'm just giving away a corner.
Under no pressure as well.
Probably the worst team in Europe to give a corner away. A corner against as well.
Wow.
That's what you call a total unforced error, giving away
Can we make something of this?
Van der Beek is warming up.
Ethan Munieri on the corner again. Can we get this in? Where's Gabriel? He's there. Come on.
Good delivery.
Yes! It's in! What a save that is.
How has he kept that out?
On the second chance. That should have gone in.
That should have been in, man. It's a great save. Somebody should have stuck their head in the way of danger there, isn't it?
Definitely should have gone in, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we should have done a little bit better though. Is that a
Timber
head
down.
injury from Timber?
I think, did he get punched or did he...
Or is it head to head? Girona defenders
It
holding
looks
his
like
nose as
somebody
well.
should have put their head there where it...
Maybe Timber did.
Looks like Timber, yeah, it did.
Let's take a look.
That's poor.
It's like, is it on the follow?
Why are they cutting it away? We wouldn't just...
Let's see the save.
We want to see the violence.
No, but we need to see if it's like a penalty or like what's the situation? Head to
Oh, in
head
the
to
back.
clash.
Is he
Oh, did you
fallen-
see that afters
fallen
from the
on him?
keeper?
The keeper's perfectly
Yeah, look.
entitled to punch that though, isn't he?
Yeah,
There you
no, I
go.
don't think he's done anything wrong there. Super chat here from OJ or OG. Marino was a big mistake like Havertz. Too early to tell?
He didn't cost us much money, so...
Not as much, but still.
It's still- it's
reasonable
too
sum.
early
much
to
did we
tell.
spend on
Was
him?
it 45?
Like 35 or something.
I thought it was 35.
35, 45
I think the
million
problem with
pounds?
Moreno is he was meant to be like a level raiser. He wasn't like coming in to
Yeah.
be a body. He was the we've still not replaced Xhaka, so this is the guy. So if he was like we've
Well,
already
that's a
got
good
one.
little flick. Let's keep it
Yeah, if he
there.
was like we've already got the Xhaka replacement and he's just another body, another cog in the midfield, then fine. But the fact that he's meant to be that guy now, who is that left 8, that's when I'm a bit underwhelmed with it because it looks like we're going to have to go back in the market and get another one, or put Rice there permanently and bring
No,
up
they won't
Mendy.
get another one. They just bought him. Just
That's what I'm saying though. But we're going to have to
Well,
do
we
something.
say we might not get another one, but it looks like Zubamendi's coming.
Zubamendi's
looks
a
like,
six.
looks like we'll do Rice in the
I don't
8.
think
We'll have to
Partey
change
will
the
be here
plan
next
again.
season, or Jorginho.
No.
You don't think?
No.
I think we'll keep one of them.
I think it
think
has
so.
to be Partey as well.
Partey and Jorginho will not be here this time.
I think one of them will be
get
here
rid of
next
both of
season.
them?
Yes.
I think that would be a mistake.
Why is Partey's in the last year of his contract? He's not signed anything yet. Jorginho, we already know he's talking to clubs.
I understand what you're saying, but Thomas Partey's been our best midfielder this season.
Yeah, but
I think it would be a mistake. I think we can only at least give him an 18 months just to see if we can see
I'm
the
just-
same form as.
Okay, fine. But what I'm saying is, there's been no word of a new contract. We know he's in the last year. Like I said, Jorginho, we know he's been talking to clubs. That was apparent from a couple of weeks ago when we heard that.
But we haven't had any talk of Partey
And
talking
then,
to new
and on
clubs.
top of that, we know that Zubamendi's been spoken to. Well, they're confident of bringing him in. Zubamendi's a 6, right?
Yeah.
So next year, that midfield will probably look like Zubamendi 6, Rice 8, and Odegaard 10.
But I think Partey will get relegated to doing that Jorginho job of just coming in for injuries and
Yeah.
bits and pieces here
And
and there.
the
Or
word
a
about
right back.
Naipan
Yeah.
as well.
Convert him to a
It's
full
another
right back.
body.
So why hasn't he been offered a new contract yet then?
We don't know that he hasn't been. Well, we know the conversations haven't happened yet, but obviously there's quite a lot of things happening at the club that they've got to kind of figure out. So because like you say, we're hearing about Jorginho.
Well, I hope you're right, but I'm just
We're
going.
hearing Jorginho talking to other
nice
clubs.
touch.
We've heard nothing about
Go on, Stu.
Partey and other clubs yet. So can we get that in the box, son?
Raheem Sterling, who for me has had a really good game today. I've been impressed with what I've seen from Raheem Sterling. It's just about seeing.
Too long.
As I say that, his back heel was. I'm going to stop talking because the second I said that, he goes and
He did. There were
does the Welbeck back heel off the.
there
off
were
the
a
pitch.
couple little fouls in there, but you're just never going to get given them. The ref never blow it.
No,
for
but
those
he's
types
at
of
fault.
fouls.
He should have done something earlier. Overplay, over deliberating caused that. Man
City have
City.
equalised.
1-0.
Kovacic.
I still expect Man
Kovacic.
City to win this game.
Game on. I mean, is a draw even enough? For
No.
them? Let's take a look.
No, I think a draw is enough because
Oh, is it?
No, enough.
Right, let's
Isn't it a
take a look.
No,
draw
I heard
based
they
on
had
other
to win.
results?
no, because I
Fair
think Club
Yeah, no.
Brugge or something around them.
As it
enough.
stands, they're still
So
26.
if Man City draw, they
They're
go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's what you heard as well, right?
They're all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 2
As it
points up.
as it stands, they're still technically out of the Champions League.
Yeah,
Calafiori
that's what I'm
does
saying, you
really
need to win.
well. Good defending from Calafiori.
Here's Odegaard. Can we get an attack going here?
We're just moving forwards
Do
a
you
little
not
bit
think we just
slowly.
like counter-attack really slow?
Yeah, really slow.
Is
It
it
takes us
me or
so
does this
long to
pitch?
get up.
This pitch
We
seemed
always
really
do
slow.
that. No, but we always do this.
No, we're slow
Like,
everywhere.
it takes
We're
us so long to get up the
a
pitch.
great
That's
ball.
a great ball into Munieri.
Just
Can
put it
he
in the
hit
box.
first time? He's cut it back. Oh, wow. He's done so well.
Yeah, but he's done too much, Frank.
He has.
He's not lost it yet, though. He hasn't lost the ball.
Yeah, but the players are back in position.
Here he is again.
He's got to prove
Put it
Laurie
in.
wrong. Could he prove it right?
Keeper's got a touch. It's not even about him getting it in, it's just you proving Laurie wrong.
Calafiori did have that earlier goal that he scored that was ruled offside.
Yeah.
Frank, you've seen this play out so many times, right? Where we over deliberate. What happens is the defending team, they get back into shape and they make it harder for you. You know
I think
that's why quick ball always is the killer.
What you're saying is right. I just think because obviously we saw Wanyeri do it, we saw Sterling do it. I just think Wanyeri's younger, right? So we just give him a little bit of grace. What you're saying is absolutely correct. But just like he's getting up to speed with doing that type of thing. Obviously Sterling's a seasoned professional, so he has a lot less grace and should definitely know what he needs to be doing in that situation.
They got a man over.
Completely open on that right-hand side.
He's going to cut in. Yep.
Is that Asprilla?
That's nothing.
Won the ball that way.
You've got to take the contact, fella. You've got to take the foul and then
nice
fall
ball.
for the foul.
There's no one with him. Who's with him?
You don't need anyone with him. He can cut in and shoot. You don't need anyone with him. You don't need anyone.
To the corner.
So we've got another corner from me.
There's a lot more positive than cutting back and then playing the ball back in.
Go for it, man.
That's it.
That's the thing. He wants to shoot, so he's just.
But part of the reason why he had to shoot there is because I was looking at the camera shot. There was no one near him. No one made a supporting run.
I can't believe he called
Sterling's lucky not to get penalised for that. That was
for that. Or for standing still.
Pushed him out of the way.
Nah, Dimmy, it's a contact sport. Dimmy.
Yeah, contact sport.
Yeah, contact sport, not UFC.
You haven't seen? You think that's UFC? God, yeah.
No, it's a
You
clear
bump into
push.
someone on the tube, you call the police.
No, but the problem is, right, well, it's not a problem, but if he goes down there, then he gets a free kick, but he was being fair and it cost him. If he goes down there, I guarantee you he gets a free kick. But anyway, it's gone. I think the lineups have been a bit different for these corners, haven't they? Where's the runners coming from deep?
Heavily rotated team as well, so maybe that's
near post.
He's aimed for Gabriel. He hasn't got on the end of it though.
Nicola's working on some new ones, man. Because there's no runners from deep coming on. Normally they have a little
Well, they line up all at
free
the back
man
post
running
and all
from
that kind of
back,
stuff.
and then
Here we go, Jorginho. Can you get it wide again?
that's poor, man. Come on.
Good turn from. Oh, well
great
done,
feet.
Wanyeri.
Such good feet.
What
It's a
ball?
good ball as well.
What ball?
Oh, lucky.
Wow.
He's got.
We still have to be.
Mikel's got to start him on
on it,
Sunday.
you know.
Yeah.
He's got to start him on Sunday.
He's got to.
He's got to start
just
him on Sunday.
don't think he
Never
will.
mind Sunday. We're still not out of the woods there yet. Made a couple of sloppy moves.
That's a bit
Challenge.
Oh, we got away with that. It's interesting.
naughty. No, surprised there's not even an advantage to it though.
Julian Timber.
Ethan.
Oh, he's going to
my
shoot. Oh, he's going to score again.
Unlucky.
He's going to score.
Just
Damn
shoots
it,
on
you
sight.
can-
Again, that's what I
cooking.
like. Just take the shot.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Well, they're going to make some
Girona
changes.
making a load of free changes, free substitutes from Girona here. See if we can get the names. Looks to be attacking changes. If I'm correct, that's Stuani coming off the bench. Asprilla, Abel Ruiz, and Oriol Romeo coming off.
It
Surprised.
does look a bit like a team.
I'm surprised Asprilla is coming off because he's looked pretty good in this game so far, and it's Solis, Stuani, and Herrera coming off the bench. So it looks to be fairly attacking these changes. So they are going for it by the looks of it.
Well, they're playing for pride, aren't they? So they've got to go for it to some extent. It doesn't really matter if they push up and concede another one. Like they're long gone out of this,
Yeah,
like competition-wise.
I see what you mean. Nick, well, obviously we're about 10 minutes into this second half. Have you been a little bit more impressed by what you've seen from Arsenal so far than in the first half?
100%. It's almost like they need every week, every game, they need to remember kind of how good they are on a technical level. They need that first goal which is why when we concede that first goal, the air is sucked out of the room. I think of it, of all the teams in the top 4, top 6 in the Premier League, I think Arsenal's probably the most imperative that we score first. You know, you score first against City or Liverpool, you still feel like they're probably going to come back. You see all our rivals see Arsenal go 1-0 down and think, oh, could this be the moment that they kind of collapse a little bit? So we've done well though to come back from, we shouldn't go 1-0 down, but we did, and so we've done well. And now we look the far more likely to score the next goal. But obviously, you know, Girona are making attacking changes, trying to impact this game. So
Absolutely. Will we be looking to see any changes? Obviously, we've seen the Urian Timber change already.
Oh, look at that
That is
from
beautiful from Ødegaard.
And then the pass is awful.
Easiest thing about it was the pass.
Yeah. I do think there's
he does the hard stuff very easily, and then it was the simple stuff that he fumbles a little bit.
I'm not defending him, but if I were, there's just a bit of a miscommunication between Marino and Sterling as to who's going to go and get that ball and kind of claim that ball. What a touch that is from Trossard.
Great from Trossard.
Trossard and Ødegaard, what's going on? They've just turned on the style.
Playing with a little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Oh, by the way, I can confirm that Yasser Asprilla is the son of Faustina Asprilla.
Wow.
Fair enough.
So you're right, Turkish.
Big shoes to fill.
He's some way to go to be as good as his dad, man.
Are we really going back to Neto in this game? I just don't feel like we should ever be going back to Neto. It's another
City
good
have
pass.
taken the lead, from what I can see here.
Who?
2-1 Man City.
Who scored?
Haven't got confirmation on the goal scorer yet, but they have taken the lead. So that, I
look
believe,
at that! Look at that from Ødegaard.
that is unreal.
See, that's what he's capable of technically.
An
Just
own
wanna
goal from Club Brugge put City ahead.
Wow. I fully expected City to win this, even when they went 1-0 down. I said that they'd come.
So with that as it stands, they're into 22nd place, which would see them through to the eliminator round to get to the round of 16.
This means they've got another 2 games to come in February, March, whatever, them extra 2 playoffs that we won't have. And
it's only going to go in our favour, adding them extra games.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Wishful thinking.
Watch us draw them now. Because they'll be right at the bottom of the seed, we'll be right at the top of ours.
Can we draw an English team in the round of 16?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it becomes fair
Yes, you
game
can.
for everyone once you
Right,
get round to
okay.
16. I'm not sure though.
You can. Oh!
Every single time he touches the ball, it can set. You wanted this.
No,
Laurie.
because I wanted to. Like I said, I didn't even know what the guy looks like, let alone plays like. At least today we know that he's what we've seen of himself.
We know that Raya cannot get injured for the rest of the season. Because if he does, we're banging trouble.
Yeah. At least we know now, don't we?
Might have to start looking at Setford, and
Yeah.
What's Cole Hine doing these days?
he's on loan.
There you go.
He was a goalie that we let go to Forest. He had a bit of a
Matt
stinker
Turner.
as well.
Matt
didn't
Turner.
I think he's at Palace now.
He's not even playing.
He's a
I
proper.
don't
He's a
even-
proper.
I don't remember that transfer
He's a proper
happening.
journeyman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
What about the Aussie Arsenal fan that is Matt Ryan?
completely forgot about that.
What about Alex Runnison?
He's just signed for Mons,
We've just signed so many goalkeepers.
What about remember Viviani? Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
I saw a video of him
Nowhere?
celebrating the other day. I was like,
Viviano?
what?
No, but this Matt Ryan and Fee.
shoot!
Oh, he's got to shoot.
Jorginho's
Yeah.
never going to shoot.
He should.
Why not?
He should. No,
I don't even know if
it's
he's got the
Jorginho.
power.
He's not going to. But
What I'm saying, shoot!
Calafiori, that's better.
Unlucky.
It's nice to see
But
him
I don't
taking
know
the
if Jorginho has the same kind of power as Calafiori, to be honest with you.
Well, he
To
damn well
test the
should
goalkeeper
have.
from there.
Been playing football for flipping
If you
30
can't
years.
shoot
If
as
you
a
can't shoot from there.
footballer
bro,
from
No, I just said, but he's not.
We've got problems, man.
No, I'm
He's not
with
got
you,
the power to
innit?
shoot from there.
Innit?
He doesn't.
Yeah, he should be
You
able
can't
to.
shoot like your
No,
size
you
there.
should be able
Why
to shoot
not?
from there. You should be.
Professional football.
You
if
know,
it-
but I said I agree with you, but he can't. So there's no. What do you want me to do?
But to me,
Jorginho
that's
plays
a
football with
damning
his brain, not his
indictment of
body
the
now.
player.
Girona attack on
No.
Girona.
Gabriel
Girona
said, "Give
on
me
the
that
attack.
ball."
Probably City will probably end up winning at about 5-1. You watch.
Yeah, the floodgates have opened.
Yeah.
Now.
The only slight thing about that is obviously we don't want them to build too much confidence for Sunday.
Have they made any changes? It'd be interesting to know if at half time whether they threw some first teamers on, took the gamble for the weekend.
What, City?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Didn't they start with a strong team though?
They
said?
did.
I think they went
started with a
fairly strong,
team.
but
They started with a very strong team. The only change they've made is Ilkay.
So I know
Gundogan
Savio
for
was on the
Savinho.
bench
okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's come
Savio
off. Yeah, he's
was-
come off the
Savino's
bench
come
now.
on.
because he's starting to hit form a little bit now, isn't he?
He is.
Savio?
It looks like a great signing.
He does now.
And from these, wasn't he? Well, no, but yeah. He was playing for these, but
Yeah,
he was
he
on
was
loan
playing
from
for
another
the-
one of
yeah.
their clubs in France.
But what does it like? It's interesting, isn't it? Because if you look at Calafiori, right, and okay, I'll give him credit for the 2 goals he scored, the one against Man City and of course the one against Wolves. He came into the club as a big money signing, but if you look at it realistically, he's been overtaken in many ways by Lewis Skelly, who's an academy player.
Aston Villa take the lead, and it's the man of the moment, Ollie Watkins. That puts
another
them ahead
10 mil.
again.
That goal put another 10 mil on the supposed price. I had my son text me, shout out to my son Daryl, he was saying, look man, don't be too negative, we'll get him. I'm like, wishful thinking if you ask me.
I don't think it's a bad signing, I just don't think...
It's not even so much it's a bad signing, he's a good player, we're just not getting him.
It's not the final piece of the puzzle for me, and I think it would take away from the fact that we still need another striker in the summer, even if we do sign Watkins.
That's the thing that concerns me, is it's 60 mil out the summer budget, and also he has no resale value because he's going to be 30 in December. So if we splash 60 mil on him for 2 years, he's worth.
But 30. I go back to what I said earlier. If you're Aston Villa and you go back to lose Duran, how the hell are you going to sell Ollie Watkins?
Well, they won't. But if Al Nassr go for Boniface, then because at some point Villa are
no, if he's having a medical.
Yeah, but I think Boniface has already had one. But they're picking between the two. They're weird. Saudi clubs, they've bid for both, agreed with both. They're going to pick one.
Yeah.
But I think that's clever business because they've got two options that they've agreed deals with, and they've got their pick of the bunch.
But also, at some point, Villa are going to have to pick with: do they stick with Watkins, who's going to turn 30, and sell the want to leave for first team football, or do they invest in their young talent?
Who they're going to get more?
So if someone makes a decision for them, it probably helps long term.
It probably makes sense for Villa to sell Duran. Shall I tell you why? Because he's clearly unsettled.
He's younger.
No, but he wants to play now. He's made that clear. The other day, the man was doing that.
But you can also
Hammer signs in front of the crowd.
But you can also sit there to them and say, okay, we give you 60 million for your striker that's about to turn 30, and now Duran becomes your first choice, and he's now not unsettled. Like, if I'm Villa, like,
no, but
I'm probably going. You know, if I can get 70, it's probably not.
Yeah, but when he played Duran earlier in the season. It was my understanding that was because Ollie Watkins, who had not been back long from the Euros as well, was struggling for goals. They gave Duran an opportunity, he took it, but he was never their first striker.
No, but what I'm saying is at some point they're going to have to make a decision of whether he becomes their first striker and they get rid of Watkins, or whether they stick with Watkins and let the young guy move on and maybe regret it later down the line. So if we make the choice for them and give them 60 million, which for someone that's about to turn 30 is a pretty good offer.
Could be a good bit of business for them.
It's not a bad bit of business. Like, it'll obviously hurt a little bit and they'll be fans unhappy, but
the optics of it, imagine if you're a Villa fan, you're going for the Champions League and you've just sold one of your best players to Arsenal. That's I just can't see that happening.
The fact that it's in January would annoy me if I was a Villa fan.
Yeah,
you're like midway through a season.
If I was a Villa fan, right, Marty?
But then, but then if they've got another option up their sleeve that they could then bring in to replace him at half the price, it's a good bit of business. Who is that guy? I don't know. But you know, like Jack said, you know, you've got to think he is turning 30. I don't see any other clubs that have, you know, that I've heard are in for Watkins. So is that a good, you know, what are we going to get from him for him next season? You know, maybe next to nothing.
It could be a foul.
That's good play from Arsenal, but we have just spent the last 5 or 10 minutes literally playing around the back four and the goalkeeper and just completely unable to get out, and I don't know why. And the only reason we got out there is because Kivior kicked a Hail Mary, which Girona got first, by the way, but then Calafiori managed to pick up the second ball.
It's because Neto's got a clause, I reckon. He's got to have a certain amount of touches over the course of the season.
He probably does, yeah. And because he's cup tied, he's got to get them all in this game.
When he won that competition on the cereal box to sit on the bench for Arsenal, it was
Make
like
a wish
guaranteed 20
foundation.
touch.
Absolute joke.
Super chat here from OG. If 30 mil for Marino is not a waste, then 45 million for Cole Palmer is a steal. I don't think we're getting Cole Palmer for 45 million pounds.
Is that what they
I appreciate the
unless
super
it's the Chelsea fan
is that what they
paid for him.
signed maybe Tim for?
Oh,
Yeah.
could be. It could be.
Oh yeah, 45 for Palmer's a steal because he's worth.
But at the time,
what's
at the time,
what's that
eyebrows
super chat
were
got to do with
raised.
anything? No one's argued about the price for Cole Palmer. He's one of the best players this season. Look,
Like a polar bear in Arkansas.
yeah. Can we get a shot away? Can we?
Sterling's got to get a shot away.
Sterling, come on.
I mean,
Raheem,
anyone has given away a foul.
There we go, giving away a stupid free kick.
Another super chat here from Oz F. Arsenal FC need to focus on identifying the top 3 needs in the team. Make a short list of 5 players for each position. Get the deals done early.
I don't understand how that's not somebody's job.
Well, imagine that would have been the job of someone like Eddie.
We've got an interim sporting director. We've got someone doing that job right now. He's getting paid a salary to do it. Do you know what I mean? He's getting paid to do it, isn't he? So
It's Arteta's job, man.
The thing that annoys
it can't
me...
be Arteta's job. It's not entirely Arteta's
Yeah,
job.
First team manager. He's manager.
He's manager. He's
manager.
Turkish saying it before the watch line about. Let us talk about profiles. About it's not the right profile. This is the sort of striker. Like we're not going to get Gyökeres because we don't like how he involves in play. It's like, come on, if he's a world class forward, just do it. All the talk about Arsenal getting strikers, it's like they like Gyökeres, but he's not necessarily the right profile, and they want this.
Because he scores goals.
The thing is that you don't know how much of that's true, but there was even talk about that with Saliba when he was on loan. Something about like the club didn't like how he used his body and wanted to change his like body movements and like really like granular things like that. So please just send this long.
But he was already ours, so it was keep or sell. It wasn't an invest. But there's so much talk of, you know, Arteta wants a centre mid that can crash the box and be tall and win duels, and then you've ignored the actual being a good footballer part.
Yeah.
And that's where I've ended up with Moreno, who I still back, but there's so much profile talk that sometimes
Moreno's like, he's fine, do you know what I mean? But, you know, as a left 8, you look at, like I say, you look at the clubs we're competing against, and most of them, of the big 6, have probably better left 8s.
Yeah, what big 6 teams does Moreno start for?
He's not getting into City or Liverpool's team.
Definitely gets into Spurs.
I don't know, I like Archie Gray when everyone's fit, I'll be honest.
When everyone's fit?
No, what big 6 teams?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's a good answer.
Who does that?
Last time I looked, they were what, 15th?
Kobe Mainoo?
Yeah, Agate maybe?
Mainoo and Agate maybe?
It's probably worth noting as well that we've just seen the change. We've got Arsenal
Miles?
changes here. Donny van der Beek's come onto the pitch. I think he's married to Dennis Bergkamp's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's responsible for one of the worst images I've ever seen, and that's the name Bergkamp on the back of a United shirt. It brought a tear to my eye when I saw that. He's got Chilwell there as well. We've just seen the changes from Arsenal here. Kai Havertz and Miles Lewis-Skelly on for, was that Trossard and Calafiori.
Yeah.
How do you think Calafiore's played today?
I think he played really well.
I think he's made a couple of fairly high profile mistakes. Really. I would just take the really out of really well.
He played well. There you go. Very good finish. It was just a shame it was offside.
Yeah.
Another super chat here from Oz F. Summer business needs to be done quickly and early. Whenever you buy in January, it's usually a sign of a piss poor planning. We need to do better.
Agreed.
So he's doubling down on his opinions about Arsenal's transfer policy there.
Oh, nice.
Great
That's
Penalty.
There we go. Wait, he's booked Sterling.
Oh my gosh.
Sterling.
Wow.
Careful, because he might book him again for shouting.
Is that another? That's a Michael Oliver move. What are you doing?
I think they've got to take a look at this, surely.
That's a penalty and he's
Got to be a
booked it.
penalty.
We've got to see a replay because maybe he's dived, but I look like a penalty to me.
The way he's reacted.
Yeah, he's obviously incensed.
He's dragged his arm there. That's a foul.
That's a penalty.
I think he's gone over really easy.
I think he's instigated the contact.
He's gone over really easy there.
He's gone into the standing. Oh,
Yeah, he's gone over easy.
That's
He's gone
a
over
penalty.
easy. He's gone over
There's
easy.
definitely contact.
He's gone over easy.
There was a little bit of
I think
contact.
he's,
Oh, you don't think so?
he's seen the standing leg and
Where's
he's
the
gone, let me
penalty
run
there?
into that.
There's contact. It's playing like
Tiny bit, but he made the most of
I'm
it.
digging.
He's gone and
I'm just digging. I'm digging.
He's gone and seeked that out. If that penalty gets given against us, we go ballistic. He's going to seek out. He can easily
We
get out of
don't
the
go
way.
ballistic. We'd all be calling for it, man. Come on.
If the penalty went against us, I said like if that penalty was given against Arsenal.
Oh, I see.
I don't think it's a dive though. I don't think it warrants the yellow card.
A yellow card,
There's
yellow
definitely
card for a
contact.
dive does feel harsh because
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think it's a
saying,
dive
yeah.
because there is contact, but it's too soft for a penalty.
Put it this
But
way, when we saw it, everyone said penalty, didn't they?
I didn't say penalty.
Didn't you? I'm sure you did.
I promise. It's a good thing we're streaming.
What did you say then?
I just didn't say anything. I was just like, I don't know.
I'm sure I heard you.
I'm sure I heard you say penalty.
I
as
don't
well.
know.
Yeah,
Same
you
with me.
did, didn't you?
We have to
It's gone.
check
It's
that.
gone now,
We're gonna have
lads.
to VAR that.
It's gone now, lads. Come on.
Here we go.
Timber gets
Timber. That's good from Timber. He's got to cut.
Oh,
He's got to
should have
cut that
cut
back.
it.
Has to cut that back.
Taking an
Havertz is
extra
there.
touch.
That's annoying.
Hopefully
So
Sterling can
annoying,
challenge
man.
that
Come
frustration.
Right, we've got another corner here. We've had plenty of corners in this game. Let me see if I can get the stats up.
They've not been good.
They haven't.
The delivery's been
I
better
think
because
Marty
they.
used a very good true word in when he was summing up after. He said it's been disjointed. It has. There's been moments of really good play interspersed with nonsense.
An 8th corner of the game.
Gonna have to do better than this against City, that's for sure.
They're on Gabriel as it goes in. Gabriel.
Gabriel's got to do better. He's got to
Yeah, I
put it
think
on
he
target,
does.
but he did really well
I think he's off balance for the header as well, though. But
for his
yeah,
standards. He's
For
got
his
to do better.
standards, yeah, I think he's got to do better.
His corners
Oh,
are
they're
too
taking it
weak
quick.
as well, man.
I think they need when Declan does it, he puts a bit more whip on it, doesn't he?
Is it worth bringing on a Rice at this point, do you
Nah.
think? Any other changes to be made, would you say?
Go on,
Come on,
Sterling.
Sterling.
Go on, Raheem.
Cut in and shoot.
That's
Shoot!
Better. Bang! Oh, that is a
No
poor shot.
power. There was no power in that shot whatsoever.
He's got nothing left.
I thought he threw balled it to Odegaard. That's what I thought he did.
thought it was a pass.
I'm sure it was.
Nah, he's
Nick Francis could have hit that with more pace than that. But couldn't he, Nick?
Another
I think we all
one.
know that, yeah.
Nick's just catching strays.
No, but that was, listen, man, I'm a Sterling advocate, but come on, bro. You've got to do better.
Why are you a Sterling advocate?
Because I rate him, man. I think
Rate
he...
him. What do you rate him for?
Jamaica tax, isn't it?
Okay.
Just like you rate...
But he's never played for Jamaica, though. He's an England player.
I know, but come on, man.
Jamaica
He's
tax.
still a legend in Jamaica, I'll tell you that. You wouldn't know, you've never been to Jamaica.
Of course I've been to Jamaica.
Have you?
Yeah.
So, well, you would know then what they think about Raheem Sterling.
I'm going to go around asking people what they think about me.
You've never been there. But anyway, no, I like Sterling, man. I wanted him to do well, I really did. Even though when he came, I had my misgivings about it. But
Sterling's got to be careful. That challenge is just like, it's just a little silly foul, but obviously he's on a yellow, and that he clearly looks a bit frustrated.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that gets you sent off, especially.
It's not a Premier League ref.
So I was going to
Yeah,
say the European refs are normally better than the Prem refs, but yeah.
Looking at the chat, a lot of people agreeing that it's not a penalty for the Sterling one.
it looked a penalty at the time.
It's definitely not a dive, though. I think that was harsh.
Yeah, booking him is silly.
Did he appeal for it?
Yeah, of course he
Maybe that's why.
It's one of them Havertz specials, you know, where he like runs into a dangling leg and screams about it.
I think the appealing for it is what maybe pushes it over the level towards.
No, but he thinks he's been fouled.
I thought it was a penalty, to be fair. Okay, looking at it again.
Did he grab the ball or anything? Because that would have been a yellow
I
card
don't think
ball.
he grabbed the ball. I just think he's called for it, which suggests to the ref that he's tried to simulate the contact.
Am I...
Another head injury for Jurian Timber. That's 2 head injuries. The ref played advantage, which is fine, but aren't they meant to stop it for head injuries?
This
Go
is
on.
not a head injury.
Go yourself.
All I
it's
need for-
great
oh,
feet
it's
from
great.
Wanyeri. He wants a
cut in
shot.
and back. Oh, I should have cut in.
Kai Havertz, the confidence merchant. Oh, Marino, you're meant to win these duels.
I like the idea from Kai Havertz.
But you're meant to be the guy that wins duels.
I know, it's frustrating.
That's meant to be your thing.
That's your job. I had to get it out there. Had to say it.
Is that Donald Trumpism?
No.
What is it?
It's meant to be Roy Keane.
Oh, right. You sounded like Donald Trump.
It's his job.
That was an American accent.
It was awful, I know. Just forget about it, Laurie. Just forget about it.
I thought he was on that Cecil G move, make Arsenal great again, too.
I've got that hat.
Have you?
I've got that in a hat.
Where's that hat coming from all of a sudden?
Oh, 3-1. I told you.
3-1
didn't I?
City.
Loads of them around
Savino
the
off the
stadium
bench.
the
And
other day.
Savino, who's the man I earmarked, said he's going to be a threat on Sunday.
I think the Make Arsenal Great hats come back from, the lockdown days.
No, but I'm seeing a lot of them about now.
It's fun,
Well,
isn't
you
it?
would, innit? Because of what's happened in
It's
in
Trump
America.
season, isn't it?
No,
Suppose you ain't got one.
Look at this now. They could be in
Arsenal,
off
innit?
of nothing,
I don't understand.
off of absolutely nothing. We've just done it to ourselves.
Oh!
We've done it to ourselves. We've done it
It's
to
2-2.
ourselves.
Are you actually serious?
We've done it to ourselves. It's the same
You know
thing.
what?
that
Stuani off the
Moreno?
bench.
I
It was
agree.
Ødegaard and
I've
Moreno.
been saying this for time. We played at what I call fuck around and find out football. You fucked around, and now you found out.
It was Moreno and Ødegaard again, and they do that annoying thing where they spread themselves wide and they take a little bit of contact in the back, fall on the floor, and they expect the ref to give
That
them
was
a foul.
actually a well moved goal for them.
Offside.
It
Has to be offside.
No.
No, he's
It
not.
may be offside.
No, he's offside.
No,
I think he's offside.
That's a
I
great delivery.
Neto can do better than
That's a
him.
great
Do you think
delivery.
Kivior should have stopped that?
Yeah, I think he should have been a bit close to his
He
man.
was nowhere near it.
Yeah, he's nowhere near his guy.
Offside.
Neto
don't
could have
think
done
that's
better, but
offside.
I don't
absolutely-
expect anything
It
from
shouldn't
Neto.
get there in the first place.
I'd sooner have
argument.
Pedro Neto in goal than my man.
I think they are checking it.
He looks offside.
Oh, he's VAR. That's
Yeah,
Offside. Okay, we've been
Offside.
we've had a let off
Very,
there. We've
very,
been let off.
very
Lucky,
lucky. Very lucky.
Lucky.
It's Marino gets the ball a lot and just dawdles. He just dawdles, doesn't he?
But that's what I was saying about the whole Spanish thing. Like he's just slow, like the tempo's slower. But you're playing a Spanish team. Like There's no excuses today. I see what you mean. It's like one touch.
I've seen that Spanish
it.
thing. I don't understand. I've seen bare Spanish players play ball quick. I've seen enough Spanish players play ball quick. Do you know what I mean? It's not like all Spanish players play football slow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They play controlled football. I've seen Spanish midfielders dictating midfield.
I'll word it another way.
Yeah.
The best I've seen of Moreno was in international football, and international football was a hell of a lot slower than.
Their man were the favourites going into the tournament. Spain were already the favourites.
That's what I mean. He played well, but it was so slow.
Sterling's been fouled again.
He's got to stop complaining like that though, because he will just get a second yellow.
Sterling might have to come off and make way for Martinelli because he's annoying me now. You've got to challenge that frustration the right way.
Look,
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Advantage.
If he comes back.
But the ref won't come back for a foul because he's played loads of advantages for us, and he hasn't pulled it back. But
that's not a foul there.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
You're booking for I was going to say. Good referee.
So that's what it is.
Is Cabia on the bench?
I don't think he is.
Let's
take a look.
Cabia, I'm trying to see what young forwards we got on. Is it just Butler?
We will take a look once it loads. He doesn't look very happy.
He had a good shout. Ødegaard did nudge him in the back. He had a good shout for a free kick, but it's good consistency from the ref at the same time. So I haven't given it. So don't scream at me.
Okay, so still on the bench, we've got Tommy Setford, Jack Porter, William Saliba, Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko, Rice, Salah, Gabriel Martinelli, and Nathan Butler Oyedeji.
Martinelli, or even Tierney. Even seen Tierney come on at left wing and do decent.
He looked pretty good.
It's just simple football.
There might be a future after all.
It's just simple football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whip the ball in the box for the target man. Done.
Yeah, it works.
It's me, but we're kind of making a bit heavy weather of this now.
We absolutely are.
And then people are going to come at me in the corner. Oh, a win is a win. Come on, man.
We want to be careful though.
Yeah.
We don't concede. That we're lucky with that offside goal.
Here's Dan Juma
Look at
again.
that. This man's going past man like this. Right.
It's worth saying as well that the women's team have won 5-1 today. So 5-0, sorry. So congratulations.
Who's their goalkeeper? Are they available on loan?
Bit harsh.
I mean, Neto's not been great.
Neto. Any shot that goes on target looks like it's going to go in. He's not serious.
There you go, on target.
Did you blame Neto for that offside goal then?
That was awful
I think he could
goalkeeping.
have done
I'm not going
better.
to blame him.
Kiwior could
Yeah.
have done better though.
They all could have done better.
I think
they all could have done better. But I've seen the others, like Ødegaard is at fault for losing the ball, but I've seen Ødegaard do good things. I have yet to see Neto do things that are good to balance out the things that he's done that are bad. I'm just seeing lots of bad things. He hasn't got the credit in the bank for
I think
that
it's
type of stuff.
I think it's fair to say that he won't be seeing the Man City game. Unless there is something wrong with
Well,
Raya.
it depends on what's happening with Raya.
Yeah, what is Jack? What did he say it was?
Apparently, Arteta just said he's not fit, so I don't know whether that means he's just. I'm guessing he's just tired.
Did he travel?
No, he's not on the bench.
No, obviously I know he's not on the bench, but was he part of the travelling squad?
Or is this
I'm guessing if Porter
I think
and
it's
Setford are
Minus.
on the bench, I wouldn't have thought
Probably
you'd have
not.
taken four, would you?
Yeah.
Here comes
just
Declan
dropped
Rice.
off the bench.
Through this so-called mind game, it's all mind and no games, you know what I mean? Come on.
Is it ready for Jorginho? It is.
Yeah. I still think we should see Martinelli for Sterling.
Nah, let Sterling play on.
He's on a yellow and he keeps making little fouls. If he goes and gets sent off.
10 minutes to go. Any
I
shots?
think, you know what it is, right? I was chatting to somebody today. I think Jed Spence ended Sterling's career. Man. Remember that game against Tottenham where he absolutely got owned by Jed Spence?
Yeah.
And I think his confidence since then has just...
But he looked confident beginning this game.
No, I mean real confidence, like he's gonna, you know.
Yeah, well, he had fake confidence at the beginning of this game. What do you mean real
No,
confidence?
but there's confidence and then there's real confidence. Like 1 year, he's got real confidence. He's got conviction in what he does.
1 year he's just better. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying, you know when a player that owns that pitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sterling doesn't have that at the moment, but...
He's got to release the ball.
Release the ball.
Got to release the ball. Just under 10 minutes to go. Any early shouts for man of the match from anyone?
Raheem Sterling. Neto.
Jorginho
Okay, so
for
it's
me.
sarcastic. I think Jorginho
Goal,
played
I think
quite
he got the assist as well. I
think
think goal and
Jorginho played
assist. He's
quite-
been tidy.
Yeah.
Him or Wanyeri for me.
Ranieri, man, it's obvious. Come on, man.
It's not obvious.
I agree.
But it's Manieri for me. But the game's been shit.
But I think Jorginho's had a good game.
Yeah,
You
but
sounded shocked to
Ranieri-
hear him in the competition for man of the match.
Who?
You sounded shocked to hear Jorginho in the competition. For
Only
man of the
because, to me, Ranieri's been the standout player for me.
match. Yeah, I'd agree.
Get a cross in. Oh, brother. Man of the match, yeah?
No, of course not.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
That's not good.
Who's played that pass?
Girona on the... I think it's...
It's Marino. It's Marino that played that pass.
Oh, no.
Played from Deckers.
Good recovery tackle.
Marino playing that pass again.
All right, today I'm starting to understand
But he does that but often it won't result in a goal, so you might not see it replayed.
Eventually it's going to.
More to the point, why are we making Danjuma look like some kind of prime Brazilian?
Why do we spend 35 million on...
Right, it's Havertz. Damn. Nah, that wasn't Havertz.
He's got real confidence, that's why. It's not fake one, he's got real confidence.
No, serious, was that him?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Man had a shot from outside the box, hit it hard.
You sound surprised.
I'm shocked.
He's not top goal
Why he was
scorer.
out on the right.
He's not top goal scorer, mate.
Our striker just kicked a football hard and we're actually talking about
It was on target.
No, but that was, listen, man.
We don't need goal scorers, I keep telling you, man.
So we're clapping strikers for having a shot on target now.
Whoa, we've
Yeah, but he kicked it hard.
Do you think that was a bit unlike him, though,
Sorry?
for that move there?
What, to get it on target?
Not for him to even think about having a shot from that far out.
Can we give him credit for that, though?
Yes,
he
I'll
didn't
give him
score.
credit for that.
It's his
Didn't
job to score
but
goals.
It's a step in the right direction.
Look at that, well played, Ranieri.
There's been a lot of talk about Mateus Tell as well. I don't think we've spoken about him today.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, tell us about him.
Probably, I don't know. I guess he'd be a little bit cheaper. He's like 19.
I think it's a loan
It's
move.
a loan
that
that they're looking at, innit?
I mean,
I read that they're sort of open to loan with option obligation, buy like whatever.
Don't tell us that. Tell us how good he is.
Is it alright? Basically, he's 19, so if you do sign him, you're going to get a decade out of him rather than
this
Watkins,
is what
where you're going
we,
to get a couple
with
of years.
respect, we don't want that right now. We want somebody that can come in and hit the ground running.
I don't know. I'm sure you would
They're
have signed
appealing for a
Kylian
foul,
Mbappe.
they're appealing for a penalty, by the way. Just seeing that Lewis Skelly pulled his shirt.
No.
It's very minimal.
I don't think he's pulled him. I
minimal.
think he's tried to shepherd him behind, hasn't he?
I think he's pulled his shirt, but he's pulled his shirt, but he's pulled his shirt wrong side. It's just.
So you want to give a
not got
penalty
eyes
for
on
that,
it.
but not for rain?
No, I didn't want to give a penalty for that.
Oh, okay.
Be impressed. It's not some Jurgen Klopp getting impressed.
It's Laurie, innit?
5 minutes to go. I think we just need
We've
to see
laboured
this
a
one
bit
out.
in this game, man.
We have. And it seems to be the same old story at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating.
I was going to say that's what Marino's in there
Oh,
to do.
bad foul, ref.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that
yeah.
red?
If you were to put a percentage on it, what chance would you actually give Arsenal of winning the Champions League this season?
That is a great question. I actually think
you.
that our football is more suited towards Champions League football than it is. The way we play, you know, I mean, in terms of wanting to control games, I actually think it's more suited to the Champions League. Not to say we're going to win.
90 minutes you've just seen there is more suited to...
If you held on, let me land the plane.
This plane don't
I'm
need
just
landing.
hovering over the
The
airport.
fucking tower is
your
saying,
plane's in
don't
Bermuda
land
I'm
here."
Triangle.
hovering over the airport.
Whoever's on that plane, we don't want them on this land.
I'm hovering over the airport. You've not let me land.
You're not
I was going to go on to say.
Fly somewhere else. You know them guys got orange strings. Send them somewhere else.
No, but
Man's trying to
in
go
all
to
seriousness,
Heathrow's third terminal.
in all seriousness, what I was going to say, I actually think that the style of football that we're playing at the moment, you know, this controlled sort of build up and all the rest of it, is more suited towards Champions League football. But obviously that doesn't mean to say we're going to win it, because there's some.
So do you
pretty
think we have
heavy
more?
hitters.
What you're saying is we have more of a chance of winning the Champions League than the Premier League. Do you
It's
reckon?
kind of looking like that for me, yeah.
I do understand what you're saying. I do get that.
Because it's less games, so it's if you can get to the final or knockout stage, it's all one-off games.
Yeah, and we do know that you don't have to
consistency.
be the best team in Europe to win the Champions League.
You've just got to win the games that
Yeah.
you need to win.
Here comes Martinelli. Hopefully,
And I've just
it's
seen
for
that
Sterling.
it's for Ethan Munyeri as
Oh,
well. So.
get out, man!
No, I get it. If we're going to use him, I know it's only 4 minutes.
And if Sterling
but-
gets a red card,
Huh?
and if Sterling gets a red card,
Oh no, he's suspended for
He's
the
suspended for the round of 16.
Oh no.
you man are laughing. Watch when you get there.
Oh no, we've got to put Martinelli on the left and have Munyeri on the right.
Might be
man-
Saka
you-
by
Oh, no.
then.
You man,
It could
you
be.
man ain't learned nothing. You man ain't learned nothing, man. You man, good defending from Havertz.
False striker.
That's not a foul.
We lost a couple of
Odegaard's got to
50.
be stronger. That's not a foul
Yeah.
either. You man, bro, who? It's James B that was telling me that it's all James B's fault, bro. Selling me on his dual winning. I'm just getting flattened against Girona. Hit these man. What's going on here?
I think today is I've understood the reason people criticise today.
He plays like this every week, Frank. Every week.
Yeah, but I think it's been specifically highlighted today.
that was a risky.
Havertz, man, come on.
Martinelli. Okay, that's good.
Well, look how we're getting fist up by my man. I don't even know his name. We're getting fist up by him, you know. Are you serious? Are you serious? Man can't put in a serious challenge. You just fist up 2 players. Nah.
Oh, did someone even elbow?
Yeah, I think Sterling.
Sterling's just thrown the arm out.
Right. Uh-oh.
Man don't want to listen, you know. Serious.
Got a couple super chats here. JR says you guys are overdoing it with this Sterling hate.
Yeah, I think so.
Who hated Sterling?
You.
Not at all. I said he's on a yellow and he's at risk of getting a red. I'm not even
No. Oh, great save.
It's not a great save, though. It's a routine
Come on, give the lad some
101
encouragement.
save that I could have made.
Give him some encouragement, man. He says.
Super chat here from OG as well. MLS will play better as a number 8 than Marino.
facts.
Isn't that his
Is
natural
it?
position?
He's
Yeah.
more of a DM.
Is it?
More of a DM, from what I understand.
Who? Miles Lewis Kelly?
Skelly.
Okay.
I'm sure he could still do it. He gets forward very well when he does.
Oh, that's a great ball.
I think
That's a
he's
really good ball.
Onside there as well.
That is a really
Go
good
on,
ball.
use your
Go on, Martinelli.
pace.
Let's see
Shoot!
Martinelli attack. Bang!
Good. I like that. Good effort. Good effort.
Is that a cool?
Oh, no,
Look at the
Marino. Bro. Anyhow the sure player got there. Bro, what's going on?
You need to bring a notepad and start writing down like Moreno's actions.
No, but I'm not trying to be negative, but that's
You know,
like,
like Chelsea fans
really?
do the Sterling hate watch.
Yeah.
if Girona player started running just like a yard before,
No, to be fair, Marino did look like he was on like 0.5 speed there, to be fair.
The controller disconnected. There we go.
Oh,
Rice,
no.
Rice on
Declan Rice
corners,
back
though.
on corners. This is nice
this
to
is
see.
it. This is better. Although it's his first one, it might hit the first man. It's his first corner.
Watch Gabriel score from this one.
That's a good delivery. Or go on.
Here we go. Declan Rice inside, puts it in. We'll take another corner.
That is
Had a few corners in this game, haven't we?
We've had about 12 corners, I reckon.
I think
How
you've
many
got
is
that-
it?
I think you've got that right. Let's get the stats up here. Corners we have had. I think there should be either a 10th or an 11th. I'm not sure if it's updated or not. I want to see us score at least one more, just to put the game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I can say that
I
Man
get my
City are
stoppage.
through full time, 3-1.
Full time. Wow.
So
Hang on a sec. I think there's going to be one team that's going to let me down on my 18 fold. I think I'm going to
Sorry,
cry.
who? Milan?
Milan.
And Milan's still losing to.
Still losing 2-1.
Wow.
88th minute. Oh, there's going to be one team that lets me
Aston
down.
Villa are in the top 8 as well at this moment. in time.
Yeah.
they still
What's
win.
their score?
Oh no, Liverpool let me
Oh,
down.
that's great.
Oh.
Liverpool still losing as well. We've got another corner here.
Kai Havertz is taller than
Fi-
the keeper.
He is. 5 minutes of added time here as well. Why are there so many empty seats up the top there? Is there?
I'm
That's
guessing
all
it's
the
a
way
new
around
stand
the
or
ground.
something.
Yeah, but
That's
what?
all the way around.
Yeah, that
Strange.
is weird.
It's a good cross. No, it's still alive.
It's a complete guess, but I'm guessing there's like stadium requirements for Champions
Yeah.
League and La
I think
Liga
there
are a
is.
bit different. Maybe
Yeah,
it's not
possibly.
a safe stand. I don't know.
I've got to say though, I
Here's
think they're
Lewis
better
Skelly.
than Zagreb were.
Yeah.
It's a
They're
good
much
ball from
better than
Lewis
Zagreb.
Skelly. Can we get a shot
Martinelli.
away? Oh, we've gone for the cross.
Go on,
It's
Sterling.
in.
He's not going to
gotta let
shoot.
it go.
He's not going to
Oh,
shoot. He's
it's
not. He's
right.
never going
Handball.
to shoot. It's a handball.
Handball.
It's
It's a
got to be
handball.
penalty.
Handball,
Penalty.
another
Oh,
penalty.
Oh my, bro,
Blatant
we're
handball.
just relying on penalties
Literally.
and free corners.
It's a penalty.
We've changed that piece FC. We can't do.
Who's going to take this? Because Jorginho's
this
off
is
the
the
pitch.
corner
Odegaard.
routine
Has
now.
to be Odegaard, surely.
This is the new
Win the-
corner routine.
Give it to
Win the
Sterling.
corner.
I think I might give it to
Odegaard.
Keep the
Sterling.
ball at chest
Do not
height.
give that to Sterling. It's got to be Odegaard, surely.
If we give,
Oh, I've
give
just,
it
I've
to
just seen Sterling walk past the camera.
Sterling.
It's definitely.
That's outrageous. That's the most outrageous handball I've ever seen.
Literally.
You know you're
He
losing
just
2-1,
didn't need
big
to
man.
do that at all.
Big man,
Just
you're losing
literally-
2-1.
Wait, someone predicted 3-1 on here, by the way.
He had enough.
Yeah, me.
I reckon he predicted.
Get off my bandwagon.
I reckon he predicted 3-1.
No,
That
facts.
defender.
It's got to be Odegaard that takes this, surely.
Someone needs to check.
That
his,
should have been a yellow card as well for him.
Go online and check this man's betting accounts.
It
Man.
is
Sterling.
Sterling with the ball in hand.
If Sterling scores this, he's my man of the match.
Yeah, yeah.
You shouldn't even be on the pitch.
All right. I got confidence. Come on, Raheem. You can put this away.
I think
With them
he'll
boots
score.
on, he's got to score.
Raheem the Dream.
I think he'll score.
Bit of razzle dazzle.
Yeah, those electric blue and gold boots.
I think he'll score, but he's got to keep his composure and just not.
Come on, Raheem.
Did I just see on his boots they were signed?
Probably his own signature.
It's probably
Signed his own boots.
It's probably his own signature.
Yeah. I
I
was
don't
gonna say
know,
it's
give him
probably
to charity
yours.
or something.
Come on, Raheem. Again, I'm surprised Erdegaard's not taking this though.
Who's he
Who's that
booking
yellow
now?
card?
It's
Was
a
that for
yellow
Rice?
card
For
for
who?
Rice. Not too sure what for.
What, time wasting our own penalty? Bizarre.
All right. Raheem Sterling stepping up, ready to take the pen.
Please get this in.
Please. Come on, Raheem.
Here we go.
Sterling.
3-1.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Mate, that's it.
I mean, it's a great
That's it.
save.
No, it's not. It's not a great
When,
save.
No, I think it
when
is.
you, when you
It's
give
not
a
a
penalty
great
to a
This
I'm
player,
trying to give
is,
him-
do you
I'm
know
trying
what
to give
tournament
him-
this is?
I'm
This
trying
is
to-
Champions League football.
He's off his line.
It's not,
He's
bro.
so far on
when
his
you
line.
give a penalty to a player to
behind his
restore his
line.
No, but his one
confidence,
foot's like.
and he misses it, and it
I'm
crashes
trying. I'm
the
trying to
goalkeeper.
give Raheem Sterling the benefit of the doubt.
No, bro. This is Champions League football, bro.
Oh, that is.
The keeper should never be saving your pen in Champions League football.
You get given a sympathy pen and you miss.
Oh, no.
That's a confidence killer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I can't
That's it.
defend you.
Man of the
anymore,
match?
That's like the Havertz one was made for great for him. I
They've
think,
given him.
against
They've
Bournemouth.
given him the
Warner
penalty
comes
to
in.
improve his confidence.
Gabriel
and he's
Backwood?
destroyed it.
It's like the Havertz one against
Oh,
Bournemouth.
no,
Was that
no, they're
made
gonna
for
try and
great
break.
confidence and he scored it, whereas this might go the other way.
I think it has.
That is.
Oh, Erdegaard, brilliant.
Punish.
Played
Here
from
we go.
Havertz. Release the ball. Release the ball.
Trip over it.
Release the ball. Nice.
That's it.
That's really good.
Touch. Marino. Oh, I like
Marino
it, I like it.
is so, bruv. Yeah.
He's like Sabutio, man.
Bruv, he's just, yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a Sabutio player, doesn't she?
Bro,
Fucking
Oh, Stuani got booked.
that shot right there. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, the last. Just
100%.
loosen up a bit, man.
Sterling.
God's
can't-
sake,
I
there was
can't believe he's
space
missed.
there and everything.
Said we're about to see the best of him.
can't-
It's not the best of you, Raheem.
I can't believe he's missed.
I can't.
is that
Do you know what the
continuing?
bad thing is? I think that is.
Is that continuing what Laurie was saying earlier about Erdegaard not having the confidence to grab the ball and take the first penalty, and then you've got a second penalty, and again he's almost kind of shirked the responsibility. I know they're trying to
Oh,
give
nice
confidence to Sterling.
Go on. Put it away.
I don't think it's a horrendous penalty, by the way. It is in
It
the
is a-
corner, but
it is
there's
a
not
poor
enough
pen.
power
It's a
on
poor
it.
pen. It's a poor pen.
It was at the right height for the
Miles
keeper to
Lewis
save
Great
it.
It's like Odegaard's against Man United. Like it's in the corner,
Yeah,
but he just sort of like
Here we go.
feather-footed
It's
it.
poor pen. It's
It
poor.
was a good save by the keeper.
Yeah.
You can't take it away
Martinelli's
from
there.
him, but
Martinelli's there.
Go wide.
We're seeing
That's
a
it.
sad decline of Raheem Sterling.
30
I think they
seconds
might
like
have
a
just
bus.
put the nail
That, yeah.
in the coffin
Yeah.
for his Arsenal career.
That's what I said earlier though about when you
Especially with
give
the fan base.
someone a penalty
To
build
improve their
confidence,
confidence, and
it's
then it
such
just
a gamble.
kills it.
It's such a gamble.
But even next year, where does he go now? Goes Chelsea won't want him.
Saudi.
What do you think?
MLS.
That's
Or
it.
MLS, you know. I
Stop,
seen-
Stop talking about him. Who gives a shit
Yeah, I was going to say
where Raheem Sterling goes
where he
next?
goes next year.
My God, are we about to discuss it here? Fuck all that, man. Just forget it, man. It's done. Oh my God.
Morgan
Rogers,
completed
4-2.
hat-trick.
He scored
Champions
against
League
Bolton.
hat-trick for... Yeah, but I'm sure I could have scored against Bolton.
So what do you
Got
guys
time.
think of this
That's it.
performance?
I don't know. I've seen you
And
score.
that's it. Exactly. Full time.
I mean, got to win.
Got the job done.
Got the job
Arsenal 2, Girona 1.
We've had to
Yeah,
grind
forward.
out a 2-1 performance
Yeah,
against Girona.
and it was like
Well, I wouldn't say grind out because they never really in danger.
They have 2 goals disallowed, and 1
Yeah,
goal
but-
disallowed.
We had
Yeah.
goal disallowed as well, didn't
Yeah, but we're Arsenal. They're Girona.
we? Oh, really?
Just
Wasn't it like the first time they were in La Liga like a couple of years ago?
No, but I wouldn't say on the balance of what we saw that we ground it out. It's just that we weren't very impressive.
So we have
I think
secured...
that's more,
Yeah.
fairer description.
We
I wouldn't
have-
say we ground it out.
Yeah. We have secured our top 8 spot in the Champions League, which means we will be going through to the round of 16. We're just waiting for all of... Yeah. We'll all clap that. I think, can you clap that?
Yeah, we're through.
Clap it.
Oh,
Clap, man.
I'll clap when we... Come on, man.
He'll clap when we win it.
Let's
When
not-
we lift in the
let's-
trophy.
Let's not act like we didn't make a meal of that. Come
Just
on.
waiting for the final
Let's
few
not act like
results
we
to
didn't
come
make a
in.
meal of that.
But
We've
just-
got Man City on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so save the hand clapping for a few more days. And
No,
let's
but that's
see.
a different competition.
One year he consoling Sterling off the
league.
pitch.
I was just
sort of
about to say
sums
that.
it up.
I was just 100% Jack.
Because
17 or 18-year-old Ethan Wanyeri, consoling like 30-year-old experienced multiple league winner Raheem Sterling says it all.
Because my sort of like little excuse for Sterling was like, even if he doesn't do that much on the pitch, off the pitch, he's like a great mentor for like a Lewis Skelly. Like he'll be around if Skelly needs advice, if Wanyeri needs advice. But yeah, he's now being propped up by the kid, which shows how good Wanyeri is, but also where Sterling's
Although to be fair, Wanyeri could do that with a lot of players in this Arsenal team.
Absolutely. Looking at the league table, the finished league table of the Champions League in this new format. The top 8, Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, Lille and Aston Villa.
Didn't Barcelona lose tonight as
Barcelona are still drawing. I think that's just about to finish. Are all through to the round of 16. In the knockout stages, we've got Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Milan, PSV, PSG, Benfica, AS Monaco, Brest, Feyenoord, Juventus, Celtic, by the skin of their teeth, Manchester City, Sporting Lisbon and Club Brugge, which means out Dinamo, Stuttgart, Shakhtar, Bologna, Red Star, Strum, Sparta Prague, Leipzig, Girona, Salzburg, Slovan and Young Boys. So
it's kind of who you'd expect to go out, to be fair.
Pretty much, apart from
Leipzig, maybe, but the rest of them I think...
Leipzig, Zagreb I think could have pulled it out of the bag, but you know they haven't done it.
I think this lot were better than Zagreb.
Yeah. There we go. There's the finished table up
they
there.
They wanted
as well.
it a lot more. Zagreb was a bit of a nothing game.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing you could say, Girona were at home, whereas Zagreb, maybe that made a little bit of a difference, but I do think that Girona had better players than Zagreb.
Absolutely.
Well, they have. Looked at, you know.
Of course. Well, we've got the.
But even so, it was. Listen, man. Fair play to us. They got through to the next stage. They away from home. Anytime you go away and win, I suppose you can't really criticise too much. However, got to say, I think shout out to my man Marty. He summed it up when he said it after the end of the first half. It was a disjointed performance, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Culminating in that poor penalty take by Raheem Sterling, who's starting to look. I've got to say it, man. Like,
stop saying
he's
starting.
Washed.
Like, where have you been the last 2.5 years?
Yeah, no, I think it's done, mate. I think
that
missed penalty.
When we got him on loan,
we need to know.
90% of our fan base were like unhappy that we got him on loan because he'd been crap. He was going on loan because he wasn't good at Chelsea, and that was a failing Chelsea side. It wasn't a Chelsea side that was competing for things. It was a Chelsea side that was struggling, and he still couldn't cut it in that side. There was just a little glimpse that maybe he could roll back the years. He worked with Arteta before, whatever. And we all thought that. We'd seen him play, and it just wasn't there. And then the excuses were he hadn't played a lot of minutes, which is valid. He played on the wrong side, which is valid. He played the first 10, 15 minutes here on the right side, looked fairly active. But again, he looked good for the early part of the game because we lowered the bar for what we were expecting from him. Do you know what I mean? To come in and miss some penalties for a lone player.
I think the point I was trying to make, it's always sad when you see, let's be honest, he's been a Premier League great player, yeah? And an international of some renown. And him coming to Arsenal, you think we can get something out of him? It's been quite sad the way it's played out. That's all I'm saying.
What's sad?
I think it's no different
to the club. That's what's sad.
It's no different to when we signed Willian. Yeah, he'd been a good Premier League player and different, but he's come towards the end of his career. I know he's not as old, but he started. But like Miles on the clock, he started at the top level quite young. So he's been through a lot of Premier League seasons. We're not a retirement. People used to make that joke with a Chelsea retirement home. Peter Cech, David Luiz, Willian. This is in that world type of signing. Do you know what I mean?
You know your boxing. It's like a boxer is. You know, sometimes he's been a great boxer and you've seen him do everything, and then you're seeing him now missing penalties against Girona, and you think, is that it, really?
It reminds me a lot of last season when Carragher was chatting about Casemiro and he's just saying, leave the football before the football leaves you. And it's like really sad of like just trying to do that one last shot at the big club and it's just maybe one too far. And it is sad to see.
It's our fault because Sterling can offer a lot to a Crystal Palace. He could offer a lot to a Fulham. He could offer a lot in the Premier League still. But for us to be saying we need to close the gap on winning leagues and Champions Leagues and that's the sign we go for, that's on us. And then on the pitch to go and give him the penalty to top off the game, that's on us as well. What on earth are we doing?
I understand where everyone's coming from in terms of the frustration with Sterling, but it's probably worth noting we have won today.
True.
Where does that leave everyone's confidence after this performance? We'll start with you, Turkish, going into the Manchester City game this weekend.
I'm indifferent. It's Man City. They're resurgent. We've got to win the game. With us, you don't know what you're going to get. You know, that's been the problem throughout the season, in my opinion. You don't know what you're going to get. We're at home. You know, we have had favourable results against them in the last year and a half or 2 seasons now. So, you know, that hoodoo of being able to get points from City's off our backs. But this is a big one for us because it's actually City, you know, the last 2 years we've been trying to take a title off City. This time Man City are not really involved in it, and they're looking, thinking, you know, we can cause damage to them. They've got a bit of incentive in there. They can cut it to 3 points. So in terms of confidence, with the attack we've got, I'm not very confident, I'll be honest with you. But it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. It's going to be a difficult game, man. But with that attack, it's not looking good, I'll be honest.
I'm with Turkish on that because I'm looking forward to this game, man. It's a massive game. Like, for me, Man City now have kind of overtaken what us and United were. Overtaking United in terms of a rival. If you remember at the corresponding game earlier in the season, remember what Gabriel said to Haaland?
Yep.
See you at the Emirates. And Haaland's up for it. You know he's going to be up for it. Our players are going to be up for it. Like Turkish said, the gap isn't that far. City are on a little bit of a run. I know they had the Champions League defeat last week, but if you look at their league form, it's picked up.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a game, man. And
absolutely.
I'm not going in wholly confident. I'm with Turkish. I think it could go either way.
Fair enough, and obviously we're still looking for, you know, revenge for the, you know, stay humble. You know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's all on the line. City are going to bring everything.
Yeah. What's the opposite of the immovable force and the the immovable object? And it's the opposite of that. It's like a defence that just try and give you goals and an attack that can't score. It's going to be Arsenal City. So it's not, you know, irresistible force, immovable object. It's whatever the opposite of that is. Like, they're probably going to give us chances and we're probably not going to take them. So it's just going to be one of them games.
But as well as that,
who
point
can
I'm
come out on
trying
top
to
of the
make is
chaos?
it's going to be a real fight.
Yeah.
No quarter arse, none given. City are going to go for it. They're not going to they're not going to be one of them teams that come and sit back. I can't wait for it, man. Full on 50-50. It's like big boxing match. Can't wait.
Absolutely. And guys, with that being said, we're going to leave it there. We've got the fan cams coming up very, very shortly. Arsenal through to the round of 16 of the Champions League. We're going up against the defending Premier League champions in Manchester City this weekend. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys soon.